always been someone to help and offer advice to my people. Working in criminal court and seeing our youth and adults, they can be very disappointing and slightly depressing at times. Sometimes in life, you have guidance but still choose the wrong path. Others have no guidance but want someone to help them through. Today's conversation is about motivating and inspiring ourselves to be the greatest we can be. We have to realize that God made us all equal. We put on our socks and our pants the same way Russell Simmons and Damon John Ofubu does. If you desire to own a business, do the research. Talk to someone who shares your desires. If you desire real estate, do the same and reach out and move forward. Don't let fear stop you. Our race has the potential to do anything we want. Look at Serena and Venus Williams. Understand what the Jamaican bobsled team accomplished, considering there's no snow in Jamaica. They figured out how to train and compete at the highest level to be a force to be reckoned with in the Olympics, which is nothing easy to do for any athlete. I want everyone here to change their mindset. The only obstacle that stops your progress is you. We need to do better in our communities. You should be involved and present and present because you actually make a difference. Also, regarding life insurance, it's important for you and your partner to protect your family in case of an unexpected passing. Many families experience devastation because of failure to plan. So we gotta do better to protect our families. We all feel we're gonna live forever, and sometimes this doesn't happen. And you leave your family a total disaster to figure out how to not just bury, but how to go on and live, raise your children, and put them through college and live in the same house that you bought together. So it's very important that we start looking to life insurance. Not just you, your wife, your girlfriend, fiance, you gotta encourage them to do the same. Okay. To sum things up, in 1993, I started working for New York City Transit Authority as a heating mechanic. After 1 year on the job, I realized my life couldn't end with just this accomplishment. I wanted to leave a legacy. I ventured into personal training and also briefly attended college for physical therapy. In 1999, I formed a coalition with some co-workers to venture into real estate. Our first attempt was to purchase an 11-family brownstone in Troy, New York for $239 that was fully rented. Just want to show you guys the opportunity that I blew because I wasn't ready to give it out. Just pass it around. It's 11-family brownstone in Troy, $239,000 back in 1999. But I didn't know anyone to talk to in our community, and you know we get fearful when it's time to invest something like $239,000. You know, I was 30 years old, 32 years old. So this is why why we're here. We're here to share with each other so we can understand, hey, I did it, he did it, and you did it. So let me talk to you and see how you did it. We gotta stop being afraid to talk to our own people. Because sometimes we use this mentality like, I'm not trying to sweat him. But you're not sweating him, you're learning from him. And we gotta start understanding that. And like Q said, it doesn't have to be somebody black. It could be white, Asian, it doesn't matter. As long as you're getting the knowledge you need, that's what we gotta understand. So you can walk into a barbershop like Q and say, yo man, how you doing? My name is so-and-so. How did you get this barbershop? And let him explain to you how you got this barbershop. It could be a grocery store. Walk into the grocery store, you don't have to know the person. Introduce yourself and be polite and get some information and you can move forward from that. So we gotta start understanding that. All right, thank you. Okay, I think I said that right. Unfortunately, fear came into play and we never purchased it. Today, that same brownstone is worth roughly $700,000. A few months later, we ventured to Maryland and began buying houses to renovate and sell. That lasted about a year as the group could not keep up with the demand of the responsibilities. This requires perseverance and resiliency. I continued solo and began buying houses in Ohio. I bought 2 4-family houses, and after a year, I sold them and made a quick $100,000. I used my profits to purchase 20 rental properties, and one of them included my dream of owning a condo on the water, which I'm going to share with you. Information today is not for any bragging purposes. It's just to let you know, I'm just like you, okay? I'm no different from you, all right? I put on my socks one at a time. I tie my laces one at a time. It's the same thing. I get a haircut just like you. So when you see what I'm showing, it's just about motivation, nothing else. The moral of the story is to allow each of you to understand that all you need to do is change your mindset and you can accomplish anything you envision. Thank you. All right, next up is going to be, appreciate that. Next Next up is going to be Gary. He came all from Harlem. I really appreciate it. I never met this man. We spoke on the phone to someone else, and then he agreed to come here and speak. Thank you.
Let's give it up for Gary.
First of all, my name is Gary Davis. I currently work for the MTA Small Business Development Program. My job with MTA is to help small businesses grow and get contracts through the MTA if you're in construction. So my job is doing business development. I help out with business plans, capability statements, resumes, websites, you name it. So that's partly my job. But where I came from is Harlem. I grew up in Harlem, just like most of you brothers. You know, I'm from the projects. You know, I bought my first home when I was 34 years old. You know, and I was kind of that guy that thought I had to be in corporate America to make it, and I still have that mindset. I'm glad I'm here to hear some of the things that you brothers are doing, because I first learned good is the enemy of great. If you're doing good, like my brother said here, if you're doing good, most of us fall back and we just kind of sit back and we relax and we don't do much, right? And we'll never get to that point where we great, because we always still, we're doing good. We're doing better than the brothers that we came up with. A lot of brothers I came up with, I'm 53 years old. A lot of brothers I came up with in Harlem, either in jail or dead. I got 2 kids right now I'm very proud of. They following behind me. I got my college degree in business. I got my master's degree in business, and I'm using those degrees to help develop myself to do more. But I know I can do more. I'm still pushing to do more, and part of the job of doing that is speaking to young men in the Harlem community and helping them find a different way. I don't believe that everyone is supposed to go to college. Now, it's not for everybody. But you find yourself a trade. If I can go back and redo myself, I swear to God, I will learn how to be an electrician or a plumber or be in construction. And if you brothers have the opportunity to get a trade or go to a trade school, go do a trade school. Because it took me so long to pay back those college loans. I mean, my mother made just enough money so we couldn't get financial aid. She made just enough money so we couldn't get financial aid, but not enough money to pay for me to go to school. I grew up in a single parent's house. My dad left when I was 11 years old. We grew up in Harlem, and all my mom wanted to do was stay away from drugs. So we stayed away from drugs. I don't drink, but that's my personal choice. But what I'm here to say is, if you have an opportunity to go to a trade school and learn how to be an electrician, construction, engineering, plumbing, trust me when I tell you, there are government agencies out there giving you money. And get your certification in being a minority business enterprise owner. Get your MBE, get your DBE, which is disadvantaged business enterprise, and all you brothers qualify for that because you're black, and if you're black, they consider you disadvantaged. And the government gives 15% of their contracts to MBEs and DBEs. If you have a woman that's in construction or doing stuff, even she gets her WBE. So Gary has my information. Please reach out to me. If I can help any brother in that kind of trade in construction, please let me know. I'm here to help. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, next up, Brandon. Got the chalkboard. What do you want to put it? You want to put it there?
Yeah, we'll come on.
I appreciate that. Thank you. All right.
Yeah.
Sit on your chair. Everybody can see good?
Yeah, hold on a second. Hold on a second, Brandon.
Which one should I use?
We good? All right, so just a little bit about me. My name is Brandon. I'm a financial planner. I've been into banking, real estate, and investment for about 4.5 years now. And as, well, everybody in here is black, African American, Jamaican, whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, the whole objective is to have generational wealth, right?
Right.
And the thing is that because we don't know how, we usually don't have generational wealth. So I'm just gonna do a little illustration right here, right? And we don't have to answer out loudly, but just answer to yourself. In life, we have hierarchies, right? And in the financial world, we have hierarchies also. The first level is when you're dead poor. When you're homeless, you have nothing left over, you're really in a bad situation. Next level, you get a job. This is one of the most dangerous things in the black community, a job. Because all a job does, it keeps us just over broke. You have enough to pay your bills, but then after that, what's left over? You can't put your money into any investments, you can't do anything. The next level is when you're prosperous. When you're prosperous, you drive that BMW, you have your nice house, and you're doing better than most, right? Next level is when you're abundant. I have enough space, so I'll abbreviate. It's when you have an abundance of wealth. Now, well, not wealth, an abundance of money. You can actually live, right? Next level is that 1%. And we all hear about the 1%, right? Now, if I ask, what do you think the 1% is in America, or the 1% in the world is? Anybody?
In terms of what?
In terms of money.
Wealth.
The wealthiest, right? Well, this is the thing. The real 1% is this. If you make over $36,000 US a year, you're in the 1% in the world. So that goes to show you how bad of a situation, bad the financial situation of the world is. Really think about that. There are 330 million, well 327, we'll just round it to 330. 330 million people in the US. And of that 330 million, only 11 people, 11,000 people are millionaires out of 33 million. And when I say millionaire, I don't mean millionaire as in cash flowing millionaire, asset millionaire. And of this 11 million millionaires, 0.042% are black. Now I want everybody to really grasp this because this is very serious. This is a really, really serious scenario. Now, why is it that only 0.042% of Americans are in the millionaire class? And this is not even cash flowing millionaire. This is asset-based millionaire. Meaning they have a house that's worth $1 million, their car is worth $1 million, and by default they're millionaires, but they're still struggling. In that abundant and prosperous stage that I had on the board earlier, most people are lying to themselves. Because if you lose your job tomorrow, what's gonna happen?
You lose everything else.
You're done, right? So we need to understand, as African Americans, we have the biggest buying power in the entire world. The black man in America has not the black man, the black race has the biggest buying power. Now there's a difference between buying power and spending power, right? Black people confuse buying power for spending power. When you buy things that build wealth, that produces cash flow. When you spend on dumb shit. A lot of things we have on, a lot of things we do, we really don't need it. And then we bitch and complain that, oh, I'm broke, I'm in this situation. I work with a lot of Jewish people, a lot of white people. And I'm gonna tell you, a lot of them walk the fucking streets and you will not realize what is in their bank account. I'm a banker, I deal with these people every single day. One guy come up to me, $19 million in his bank account. Not one friggin' name brand on his body. Drove a piece of shit, pulled up to the bank. 19 million in his bank account. Now I pick these people's brains. I ask them, how do they get to that point? And the first thing that they do is this. They save their money. This is something our people do not do because we live for self. We always think, okay, let me spend everything on me. Let me look fly. Let me fuck the baddest chick. Let me do this. Let me do that. But at the end of the day, what is left over to pass to the next generation? wealth, true wealth, is something that is intergenerational. It can be passed on, the next generation builds on it. You pass it on, next generation build on it. That's how people get wealth. You look at the Bill Gates, the Warren Buffetts, Steve Jobs, those are rarities. It's very rare that people create that kind of wealth within their lifetime. Real wealth is passed on and continue to build on. Like what Gary said earlier, life insurance. That is one of the most underrated investments in the world. Life insurance. Because you know what? That's how 86% of white people become rich. When great grandpa dies, that life insurance goes to Tommy. But guess what? They were teaching little Tommy how to buy real estate. They were teaching little Tommy how to buy stocks, how to own businesses. And then little Tommy turned that $100,000 that grandpa left to him into $1 million. And they pass it on, pass it on, pass it on. But if you have nothing to save, if you're not saving, what is there to invest? Right? So this is the fundamental principle of creating wealth, is to save your money. Outside of leveraging time and leveraging money, then, we're talking about something else. But the basic fundamental is to save money. So we need to get into the habit as a people, saving your money. Have a written budget plan. Most of us don't even know how much we're making per month. Most of us don't know what our average bills are per month, right? So sit down, really write down, this is how much I make per month, this is what I'm spending, and you will be surprised how much thousands of dollars we're blowing per year. When we could put that money in the bank, let it stay, find something to invest in that will double or triple your money. So this right here is very important. I can't stress this enough. If you have to live like a bum for a little bit, so be it, right? And like Gary said earlier, I'm not saying this to brag. My bank account is stacked. But if you see me in the street, you will never know because of the car I drive and how I live.
Tell them about what you told me the other day about what the girl said about listening to you because of the car.
So I do financial advice, right? Freelance advising work. And I was meeting with this chick. She was fine as hell too. But I was meeting with this chick. And a chick and her friend. I'm going through her budget plan. I'm showing her where to move her money, what to invest in, that kind of thing. And because of the car I drove, the girl looked at her friend and said, "Why are you listening to him? You see what he drove? He don't got no money." That's what the girl said.
But the mindset, that's all.
And that's the mindset of poor people.
Conditioned.
That's what I said.
Poor
Poor people, because it's not a gender thing.
It's not a
It's
gender
not.
thing.
Right.
It's a poor person's mentality.
Right.
A poor person's mentality, not to interject with Brandon.
No.
A poor person's mentality is perception is everything. And perception isn't everything. That's what we're taught when we're kids, based off of our previous generations who never had anything. So it's not, the mentality of black people, however you want to call it, comes from long, ancient time because we're taught to think everything is half empty instead of half full. When I understood that is when I was in jail. It's not on the street. I went to school. I'm educated, by the way. I'm very educated, highly educated. But I'm the first generation to even go to school, to go to college. I'm the first generation to have over $5 million in assets. You understand? But I didn't learn that from anyone in my family. I learned that based off of everything I did not have and everything that I wanted. So, us as people, we're taught, and it's not our mother's fault, it's not our father's fault, not our grandparents' fault. This is back from when we were slaves. This is back when everything else was taken from us and we was put in a situation that we're taught to see everything as half empty versus half full. So when Brandon is making a statement, a lot of, not that anybody in this room, and maybe it is going over in your head, but it's like you get that thing in your head that say, "Oh, I can't do that," because the mentality is stuck on is half empty instead of half full. And that's just something that people have to work on. You know what I'm saying? And you dealing with Brandon, I would advise you guys to, when he say he's a freelance financial advisor, stop thinking, I don't make that much money to talk to him. It's not about the money, it's about the longevity of what he does. So get that out your head right now. Some of you probably thinking, well, I make $15 an hour, I make $20 an hour. It's not about that. So I need to get this information. That's all I can tell you guys. Seriously. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, seriously, wealth is a state of mind, right? Not what you have in the bank. Because if you give somebody $1 million and they don't know what to do with that $1 million, they're gonna end up flat broke again. Right? Look how many people win the lotto. And 5-6 years later they're broke. Right? So we need like Mr. The gentleman on the TV, what's his name again? David Coggins. He said it's easy to be successful nowadays because so many people's minds are so weak. And you don't become wealthy or successful being a punk motherfucker. This gotta be tough. Once this is tough, you can accomplish anything in this world.
You heard the statement he said is when you say something to them, they go into a shell. As soon as you say something to most people, they get mad.
That's what happens.
And it should be
that's
true.
what happens with. And this
That shit is crazy.
On this platform in your barbershop, and you see people walk out, and we just
And they
laugh.
get mad. And I run the motherfuckers out of here. Because either you a lion or you're a fucking cop. And being around me, you gotta be a lion. You gotta roar. I don't give a fuck if you're $1 or $1 million. You roar.
Exactly.
You make people feel you. You understand? I teach it in here every day, man. But I'm happy you saying this, bro, because that's my little brother. You know, I want him to hear it. These are all the young guys. I done raised these guys in here, bro. You know?
I'm telling you, man, no matter what you want to accomplish. Like, I'm a little kid from Jamaica. I grew up without nothing.
I just came from
You
there.
understand? Like,
2
I'm
weeks ago.
done. I grew up without shit. If I'm gonna be a multimillionaire one day, and all the shit I've been through, anybody can do that shit. Anything you want to accomplish in life, you could definitely do that shit. Society, people you fuck around with, people you hang around with, they always tell you, you can't do this, you can't do that. If you know what to do, if you have something in your heart, and you get the education as to how to do it. Now remember, there's a difference between education and school. School doesn't mean you're educated.
Right.
But if you have the education as to how to do something, you can fucking make it. You can really make it.
I agree 100%.
We just gotta eliminate fear, and we gotta eliminate that limited thinking and understand what true wealth really is. The sky's the limit.
We have to adapt more sacrifice, willing to sacrifice. You know, the temporary satisfaction doesn't outweigh the long-term gain. And we have to understand that the temporary moment and looking like I'm rich and I got it going on, it's bullshit.
Exactly.
It's bullshit. You know?
That's all the pride too.
See, of course.
Some of us
Of
so
course.
prideful. It's like we so prideful about the incorrect thing. I mean, we've been programmed incorrect for so long. It's like shit, bro. We preaching, you know what I'm saying, the wrong to the youth. So then they grow up like, nah, we fucked up. We gotta have that Benz. Nah, that Benz ain't shit. Bro.
Nah, shit, we appreciate that, sir.
My name is
Appreciate it.
Carmelo Gray. You know, Q, Shaq, Coop, Mama Love, they like my family. It's so crazy that I can say that because I haven't known them more than 2 years, believe it or not. Q always trying to get me to talk and we laugh and shit, you know what I'm saying? But I just came home from jail. I finished my parole September of last year. It's not to brag, it's to make you understand a frame of mind, a frame of thinking. Like Mr. Gary said, I bought my house 10 years ago. Before buying my house, I was fearful. Brother from Harlem, I grew up 140th Lennox and 7th, 137th Lennox and 7th. I'm an LA boy. Other things that went through the past. And like I said, it's not because I was not educated or didn't have the right backing. It's just because when you're growing up, you think that you don't have nothing more to do with yourself. 10 years ago, I quit my job. Well, 12 years ago, I quit my job. And I was making great money. At least I thought it was. And once I found out what my worth was, I quit. Most people say, oh, why you quit a $250,000 job? Because that's not what I'm worth. Today, standing in front of you, I'm worth $7.7 million in assets living. I'm worth about $4 million dead. How is that? Can anybody tell me?
Policies and shit.
There you go, life insurance, policies, living trusts. A lot of us don't know what living trusts are. He do. Gary do. This man does because of the line of business that we are in. We're in the real estate business. What white men don't want to teach you is that deeds is wealth. One piece of paper. This actually comes in 3. But if you get a real deed, it's one piece of paper. It's called title deed to land. We're not taught that because we're taught to rent. We're taught to live someplace nice, pay a lot of money a month, and you think you got it going on. Wrong. I own 11 properties. I own every fucking last one of them. I don't owe nobody. How is that? Living trust, understanding the game, learning, bumping into gentlemen that's older than me, and listening. A lot of our problem is we don't like to listen. We hate to hear somebody smarter than us.
Repeat
Now,
it.
how do you? We hate to hear someone smarter than us. Now, how do you become right?
By being wrong.
Boom.
Fail first.
You gotta fail first. Trust me, I failed. Did 9.5 years. Fucked up. Thought I was fucked up. But I'm not. When I die, my children is worth $8 million. When they die, hopefully their children worth $16 million. And when they die, hopefully their children are worth $32 million, if you understand what I'm saying. The generational wealth thing is only one thing you need to do, and it's own something. That is it. And I'm not talking about your car. I'm not talking about your fucking collection of Jordans. I'm not talking about that shit. I'm talking about a piece of paper. Just own it. It don't matter what it's worth right now. The problem with today's thinking is everybody's worried about today. What about tomorrow? I tell my kids all the time, well, Dad, you know, remember this, remember that. I don't remember that shit. The reason why I don't remember it because I'm living in today and I got to worry about tomorrow. Yesterday gone. What the fuck are we worried about yesterday for? What you worry about? Listen, my mother was on drugs for 30 years. God rest her soul. She passed away last year. I ain't never have a father. My father been dead since I'm 11 months. My grandmother raised me. She got sick when I was 14. I have the biggest excuse to be on drugs, in jail, whatever the case may be. I have a bunch of excuses, but why? For what? For what happened when I was fucking 7 months? What happened when I was 10 years old? What happened when I was 15? I'm 43. What's gonna be my excuse today?
You know, pity party. I'm sorry for you.
I feel sorry for you. I gotta stop that shit too, as young black men. You know what I'm saying? And the problem with today's society is that the society puts these things in TVs. There's a lot of you guys here, not you guys the same, but your generation is into this TV shit, this video game shit, this virtual reality because they want you to be stuck so you don't learn nothing. Everything that's invented to distract you is a problem. And we don't see it. You have this gentleman right here who's a financial guy. You have Q who owns and invested in multi-million-dollar businesses. Okay? You have Mr. Gary here who owns things. You have this gentleman here who gave you the abundance of knowledge. You know the bad thing about today is when we leave here, we will not have any contact with one another. White people are not like that.
Shit. Yo.
Yeah.
I already got
White
your
people are
number.
not
Yeah.
like that.
With your number, everybody.
You know what I'm
number,
saying?
Yeah.
When I come in here and I shake everybody's hand, I don't know you, but I love you.
I owe you respect.
Q tell you, I only deal with black.
Yep.
He said a sentence, white, Chinese, fuck them. Me personally, I deal with black, preferably Jamaican.
What I do?
No
I
disrespect.
go get that fucking
That's
knowledge.
where I'm
Mellow.
from.
Mellow. What I do? I go get that bag of
That's
knowledge
it.
and bring it with.
Black.
I bring it right back to my people.
But that's what it's about. We have to be able to build together.
Yep.
I have to be able to stand behind Q. He owns a barber shop. Okay. When I came home, I said, Q, you know, I'm kind of down on my luck right now, blah, blah, blah. He talking to me. He said, man, you good. I said, no, I'm not. I was in jail. I learned how to cut hair. I need a chair. Whenever you're ready, you come by, Mello. I'm for real? Yes, whenever you're ready, you come by. This chair right here was supposed to be my chair. I was so busy running, doing things, blah, blah, blah. From that one conversation, 2 months later, he comes to me. He said, how much money you got? I said, I got about $40,000. He said, you serious? I said, yeah. I said, I'm about to do something with it. He said, don't do nothing with it. I got an investment for you. Okay, let's go. I got my contract and everything. I still got my contract in the house. I didn't do it because it was nothing that I felt to do, but what I'm saying to you is this gentleman has offered us, and each one of us, a presence, an extension to be great. That's all it is. Whether you do it or whether you don't, that's your problem. But the fact that I'm able to hear, he's able to sit here and speak with you, and it's not about bragging, it's about to let you know that I'm a young kid from Jamaica who ain't have shit. I'm worth $8 million. You wouldn't know that. Come here, hey, how you doing? You wouldn't know Mr. Gary had the shit he had. You see him with his cool hat and shit like that. You think, oh, he's just young old, he's just an OG nigga. You don't know what you talking about. I know how this shit go. I ain't gotta tell you. You know how it go. You see him in his t-shirt like a tight ass nigga in his but this the type of shit that happens. Am I right or am I wrong?
Serious.
This the type of shit that happens. And it's bad. And it's very, very fucked up. Because if I can't love you, that means I don't love myself.
That's a whole fact.
Because we the same. No matter how you slice and dice it, your mother black?
Yeah.
Your sister black?
Yeah.
Your kids black?
Of course.
Your daddy black?
Of course.
We the same, motherfucker. That's it. Forget everything else. We exactly the same. We may got different names, we may have grew up in different places. It don't matter, we the same. All of us in here are the same. Some older, some younger, but we the same. You ever hear an old nigga say, yo, you remind me of me? You the same, nigga. That's it. So it comes to a point where we gotta understand what's going on in the world. Like he said, buying power and spending power is two different things. And that's a whole fact. The world don't revolve without us. Period. And if you don't have that in your mind, you can't be the better you for tomorrow. I'm cocky only to other races. To my own, I'm humble. I'm just a kid learning. But to everybody else, fuck you and fuck you. Do you know who you talking to? That's how I am. He'll tell you all day. When I'm around my peers, I'm just another brother. I'm just somebody trying to learn. Because I love me. I love us. We have to build together. It's so sad that this man is sitting here, and I'm going to say this aloud, and you'll go to the bank and talk to a white nigga.
Value it.
And value what he said. And not understanding that this motherfucker just wants your money. A lawyer told me one time, I never forget, I was in front of the judge. This real shit. Judge told me, you can't speak, you have a lawyer. I said, fuck you and fuck this lawyer. Real shit. You know why I said that? How the fuck you gonna tell me, listen, I met this man for 2 minutes. If I don't fight for me, how you expect him to fight for you? And that's the mentality of everybody in here. We expect somebody else to fight for us before we fight for ourselves. I was told, I had a lot of brothers. We was all split up, but I was told that if you don't, when you go to a fight, if I take you to a fight, big as he is, I say, y'all got a problem. He like, yo, let's go. Shaq like, let's go. If I don't throw the first punch, you think these motherfuckers gonna fight?
I'm gonna watch you.
I'm gonna watch it.
So what makes you think the world is gonna fight for you? If you ain't fighting for yourself? The world. These my brothers. The world. What makes you think this white nigga coming in the courtroom is gonna fight for you? What makes you think that teacher wants to really give you knowledge instead of reading out a fucking book to keep you dictated and to keep you in this world of commerce? Because that's all we are. We ain't nothing but black dollars. We black oil, baby. And if y'all don't understand that term, I don't know what to tell you. It took me almost 30 years to learn this shit. 30 years. And I didn't realize it until I went to jail, when I'm sitting there like, damn. All this shit that I done did in life don't mean a fucking thing. Because you think you're doing something. We all think we're doing something. But you gotta earn something. You gotta have something. This real estate shit is for real. That's why they kept it away from us. It's a time now where everything is accessible. So there really ain't no excuses, especially for the young niggas. My son 21, my daughter 24. I tell them all the time, oh dad, can I get this? No, you can't get nothing from me. Why, dad? Fucking mean why? I did everything I was supposed to do. You grown. My son called me, Dad, I need $1,500. I said, okay, for what? Oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. I said, how much you got saved? He said, Dad, that's why I'm calling you, because I ain't got nothing saved. Nigga, you ain't got nothing saved, I ain't got nothing for you. Because when I was growing up, like he was growing up, we came to our parents with, yo, Dad, I got $200. Can you help me out? Yo, Dad, I got $50. Mom, I got like, can you talk to Dad and see? I'm gonna talk to him, son. You out there pushing your milk money. You doing what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? How old are you? 23. You had a summer job before? No, right? Bad business. Do you know that there's 2 different cards for some of y'all? For some of you? You didn't know that, right? It's a green one, there's a blue one. That go to see the mentality of what's going on. And I'm not saying that you're supposed to work. What I'm saying is you're supposed to learn a sense of responsibility at that time. You're 21 years old. You're kind of late. Because let me tell you something. Little Bobby, that's a Jew nigga, he's learning everything you don't know when he's 7 years old. He can teach you.
Right.
Is it true? I'm just keeping it real.
Yep.
As much as you don't want to hear it, this is some real shit.
No, dead ass. When I was playing ball, right?
You know what I'm saying? So,
Hey,
you know,
it's real shit.
it's real.
When I go into white people's houses, they're not talking about who is winning an NBA game or who is fucking coming out with the next name brand shit. They're talking about stocks, bonds, real estate. This is the shit they're teaching. Like I'm talking, they're teaching their kids this shit. We not having like all the barbershops I go into. Niggas ain't talking about this
None of
shit.
this. Boom, boom.
My mother's first investment with me, she bought me a U.S. savings bond. When I turned 13 years old, my mom gave me a U.S. savings bond for my birthday. I didn't know what the hell that meant. I was like, I wanted a pair of sneakers. I wanted the Pro Keds. You know what I'm saying? This is like, it's 1980. I wanted the new Pro Keds. And my mom gave me a U.S. savings bond. To this day, I still hold that savings bond. Because my mom invests. I started working in the supermarkets packing bags. 'Cause my mom, you couldn't come to my mother's house and not have no money. You had to go work your money. I swept in barbershops. My uncle owned a barbershop on 125th Street, Giants Castle Line. I swept up here. I packed bags, and I had to buy my own stuff in my house. My mom, at 14 years old, I worked summer youth, man. But first job I ever had. We got to start somewhere. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is the key to everything we do. That's why I became a Mason, because I was a seeker of knowledge. I wanted to know what everybody knew.
Apply now.
And exactly. Applied knowledge.
Knowledge without application.
Exactly,
doesn't
means
mean
nothing. Means nothing. This is a great, Gary. I'm glad you're
Yeah,
here.
Gary, thank you so much.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
it.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
I'm learning as you guys talk.
Me too.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that when you in a understand where we all at right now, and you ain't gonna get this shit until 20, 30 years from now. You ain't gonna get it. This is how greatness is created in this moment right
Our
here.
beginnings.
And this moment right here is greatness. And if you can't absorb that, I got goosebumps. If you can't get that, because I didn't have this growing up. I didn't have a brother like Q to teach you. So he's younger than me. I didn't have this growing up. I didn't have a pillar in a community that did these things because they love their people. We hate our people so much that we're not willing to help one another. You see a cop doing something to somebody in the street, you won't even go to his aid because you're taught to mind your business. He is my business because he is me.
Or crabs in the barrel mentality. You see somebody doing good, you don't want to help him. You want to pull him down. You want to talk about him. You want to say he ain't shit. You want to say he a faggot or he think he all that because he got the money and whatever. Instead of building us up, instead of each one teach one, each one grab one. We don't do
First
that.
thing I want to do to people who got money more than I have, and even less than I have, because money ain't the shit. It's the wealth. It's the knowledge. The wealth. The wealth is knowledge. First thing I want to do is get next to them. First thing I want to do is talk to them. I'm excited to talk to you. I'm excited to learn what you know that I don't know. Because if you have the tool that I don't have and we apply it together, that's multiplication. And this is how multiplication, you taught this shit in school. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Everything is doubled, tripled, quadrupled. If you use that in life with people, do you know how far we can go? You know, he's a Mason. I have my brother who's a Moor. You know what I'm saying? And I'm learning these things. You know, the capacity of your brain that you're using right now is not even a third. It's not even a third of your brain that you're not even using a fourth of your brain right now in life. We grow and we live till we 70 years old, and we don't even have a fucking quarter of our brain expanded. That's sad. Something's wrong. Something's wrong.
Complacency.
Not even the complacency. It's just the restraint. You know, I tell my wife this all the time. We laugh, and she like, "Well, baby, I want this, and I want to do this, and I want to do." I said, "Baby, you can't rush progress. You cannot rush progress." Yeah, baby.
You said something, progress, right? And you as a Mason know this. One of the things that stops us from progressing is religion.
Absolute fact.
Well,
Tell me all the time.
as someone who's growing, and I would humbly reject to the complacency part because I think a lot of us, I'm gonna speak from me. That's where it starts. I'm from the Caribbean, so when I say that, I know there's the struggle. And if you're from the Caribbean,
The struggle behind the
you know
struggle.
what I'm saying? So you understand the first
Yes.
conversation when I say that.
Mhm.
So I know what you've been through and back home,
That's
wherever
right.
you're from.
That's a
If
fact.
you're not living here,
It's different.
life is different. Yeah,
Totally.
I just want to say it, just different. And complacency, as far as some of us, we have the mindset. I have the mindset to do what the accomplished brothers are doing, but maybe I didn't have a pillar. Maybe I didn't have some form of outlet.
I didn't either.
But listening to you, that's all I need to hear, because you're tapping something in me, that inner fire of, you know what you're saying to me, I already have this in my mind. All you're doing is just you're showing me that I did it, what you're thinking about doing.
Right.
So I'm sitting here and I'm like, I can do it. I have the energy to do it. I'm not looking for a handout like what Nipsey said. I want to do it. But here it is, hearing it, I'm like, you know what? You tapping some fire right now. You know, you make me want to go run into a war right now.
It's real.
You know?
Because people get. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, that's all right.
People
And
get
his brother,
confused.
me, we was working on the same job.
Yeah.
And Gary met me hard-headed. I wanted to beat everybody up around me. You couldn't talk to me on my job. Now supervisors, we work in the criminal court. And my attitude is like this around
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm like, see, and I'm the type, because I know the rules, I read the manual back and forth, so you can't say that to me, because I already know the rules.
Right.
So now that I know the rules, and I don't mind putting hands on you either.
Right.
So now you can't bother me. And then, but it became a place where I had to quit my job because I wasn't happy. I wasn't making money because I had loans out, and everything was just, you know what I mean? But I mean, like, I had a plan in my head that, you know what, I want to start somewhere though and build my shit up from the mud. You know what I mean?
How old are you?
Well, I'm a young 38.
38, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was taught this. I was told this from an old man.
Right.
He said aging and growing is two totally different things.
Correct.
Wait, what'd you say?
Aging and growing
Yeah.
is two totally different things. You ever hear the guy say, "Oh, you can't tell me nothing. I'm 50." Right? You have some people that age and grew with their time. I don't tell my kids what to do.
Right.
I give them advice because it's their time.
Right.
Right? So they're growing in their time, right? Now, when they hit a certain age, my son is your age, when they hit a certain age, then you're going to see if you aged or if you grew.
And that's where I'm at in my life,
See?
where the growth
So you
has
aged.
caught up to my. You're right.
So
And I'm aware of that though.
That was no, it's fine.
Right.
It's fine.
Right.
It's fine because the
Right.
first thing is acknowledging it.
Right.
I grew in 19 months more than I've grown in 10 years. Do you understand what I'm saying
Right.
to you?
Right.
I've aged because I was in jail.
Mm.
But these 19 months I've been home, I grew more in 19 months than I have grown in 10 years. Because I've aged, but I didn't grow. Yeah, I had my house, I had my car. Nice shit. Don't get me wrong. Nice shit. But that I was stuck. You stuck there for a term.
Right.
When a brother like him is saying, yo, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and blah, blah, like Denzel said, he says, don't confuse with doing a lot with, you know what I'm saying, with progress. Because what he's doing, he's progressive. I was doing a whole lot, but I wasn't progressing, I wasn't growing. I had the money, I had $500,000, almost $1 million in my bank account. That's fine to say, but what the fuck was I doing? Nothing, I was just like everybody else. But I came home from jail where I had to grow in jail to understand what's really going on in the world. While people worry about the phone,
Right.
while people worry about doing this, that, and the third, I was reading. I fought my own case in jail. I was looking at 15 years. I got 5. But I had somebody else do it for me, fight for me, I got 15 years. Because we waste so much time in the space that we in, and we don't learn a fucking thing. And then we get upset with the outcome.
The reality of all things is you don't know how bad you're doing until you get around a different group of people.
That's a fact.
See, people say, when I said the term complacent, I'm meaning my friends are here. So chances are I'm not too far apart from them. So when you realize that, okay, I want to grow. So now I got to get around different people. I got people that come in here, they talk to me, and they talk to me because I'm a barber. I work 7 days a week. And I work 7 days a week not because I have to. It's by choice. And when I listen to them talk and they tell me I make 100,000, I be like, bro, I don't want to tell you what I make. But what I make not working is more than you make times 2, times 3. And I'm just being honest. And I said, but I'm very humble. I said, I'm not a flashy guy anymore. I changed that. My little brother said I drove every foreign car that's ever owned. I drove it all. I made this boy count money until he got mad at me. I'm lying? Count that money. Keep counting. Talking about hundreds of thousands. I'm exaggerating? But what I'm trying to say is that's nothing. And I'm no better than no man in this room. But what I learned is the thinking is what elevates you. It's the thinking. It's the willingness to say, you know what? I'm not going to get fly until I'm fly. I'm not going to get fly until I'm fly.
Fly.
I'm
feel
not
good.
Come on, I'm
I
not
ain't
going
gonna
to
get
front.
fly
Listen, I
until I'm up there.
I just came back from Jamaica 2 weeks ago, right? While I'm in Jamaica, I'm watching a lot of guys fly down and shit on poor people. And what I mean by shit on, and Haitians do it, and Trinis do it, and Guyanese do it, and I watched it, and I seen it with my own 2 eyes. I'm like, you know you ain't shit back in the States. But here you feel like you the man. But when you come around me, I'm gonna show you ain't shit. Because I can do what you doing times 40, and I still don't act like you. And I still don't show off like you. Because I ain't shit to the next group. You understand? And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, yo, you go in the ghettos and you see these people are struggling. They're not struggling because they're struggling because of the lack of opportunities.
Right.
Because if you gave them this American thing,
They'll be ready to
oh,
give some ass.
oh,
Oh my God.
yo, bro, I
Oh my
watched this
God.
kid.
Oh my
Yo, bro,
God.
it had to be 100 and some degrees, bro. Barefoot, walking, selling peanuts. Peanuts. And he talks to you like a gentleman. Good day, sir. Good evening, man. And I'm like, but you are the guy that wants progression, but yet and still you can't look at another individual and understand that relationships is what elevates you. But you tend to believe that you're already there, and you're not there. Because
No,
how am
we're
I
there.
going to get there without understanding, like, this man can teach me. He can teach me. You can teach me. He can teach me. You know what you taught me? I'm going to tell you the truth. You told me to stop talking about people. And I told you that the other day indirectly. You told me to stop talking about people. You told me that like 10 years ago. And I'm going to be honest with you. All this time, all these guys he used to hang out with, they're all backbite. He was the only one that never did it. And I started looking at him like, damn, this nigga don't never talk about nobody. And I started looking at myself like, yo, Q, you be talking about people behind their back, man. You a sucker. This man would never do it. Yo, bro, he'd be like, well, you know, Q, that's them, you know. And then he would keep brushing it off. And I'm like, I got to tighten up. I got to tighten up. And remember the other day you was sitting there, I told you that?
Yeah.
I never would talk about people. And I say, yo, bro, I just learned something from him. He don't even know. I stole that. I said, I'm going to stop doing that. So when Q, somebody come in, yo, Q, mellow. Yeah, that's crazy. But yo, what do you know? You seen the game last night? I stopped doing that. Stray away from the negativity. At my door it says leave the negativity at the door. I don't want it in here because I cannot grow with negativity.
Okay.
Positivity, it equals more positivity. You can't sit there in your mind and think about negative things and expect to be positive. It's impossible. It's impossible. You'll never know your potential with being around losers. You have to be willing to. You can't know your potential. Yo, bro, even a flower without sunlight and nourishing and water, it can't grow. I don't give a damn if you got the strongest seeds in the world. It's not gonna grow. Because
all those things.
you need everything.
You need everything.
You need it.
You know the crazy thing about it, I can sit here and say I do this, I do that here, but I'm dumb to different states.
Yes.
You know when I sat here when Gary said that first thing, I said I gotta give that nigga number. Because he doing some shit in a different state. I need to learn that.
But
You
be
get
the
what
mayor
I'm
of that
saying?
state.
You get what I'm saying? So it's just about growing. I came in this barber shop, you know, and I owned 3 barbershops before, but I never cut. And I watch how Q do his thing, and I'm like, I told Q, I said, yo, Q, listen, man, I want to open up a barbershop. But you like, yo, I got this shop. I said, I don't care. I want the other barbershop to be, what I said, Q, to be just like this. And I've owned 3 in my life. But they was never nothing like this, and it's not about the fanciness. It's just about the energy. Because sometimes you will have so much shit and not realizing the energy around it. Just you know how much shit that I done had in life and I lost because it wasn't my time. That's another thing that happens to us as people. We get shit prematurely, and if you don't understand that, like you'll get a car, a Beamer, at 24, and thinking you the shit.
You ain't shit.
8 months later, you don't got this shit no more. You like, how did this happen?
That's me.
I was saying, it happened to me too. I'm like, you like, how the hell this happened?
It's cute, right?
And it's because, yeah, cute.
It's
And it's,
Quincy.
and it's, yeah, and it's because I had it prematurely. And your age, you think, oh, I'm supposed to have this. Like, you know, somebody came to me the other day and he's like, yo, you know, I just caught my man. He just caught the mean S550, and he got the new body. He got the 2016. I had a 2011. But my point to him saying, he's like, yo, this is that and the third, blah, blah, blah. He's having these conversations with me. And I said to him, I said, you had a car paid off. Why would you go get this car? Yeah. You know, Playboy, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And this is my man. I told him, man, you doing all that and you ain't doing shit. He said, yo, Miller, why you talking to me like that? Because I don't have no hair on my tongue. If you're around me, you know me. Me and Q as an airline. We have no hair on our tongue. It is what the fuck it is. And we'll talk to you about it later.
And like you said, we can fight.
Yeah, that's right. We'll talk about it later. But like I told him, I said, man, you doing all this. You got the big car. You got a house worth $800,000 paid for. And this is that and third. But you still complaining because you ain't doing shit.
You ain't doing shit.
You doing all this and ain't doing shit.
He running that hamster wheel.
Yeah. And he
Running that
actually
wheel.
he said, yo, Playboy, well, I see you over there, you doing this and that and third. But why you ain't pulling nothing out? Yeah, I said, nigga, because I'm fixing up my house. I'm the water. I just put down on a fucking boat. I'm doing something different. I'm not doing what you do. And we're the same age. But like I said, in 19 months, as much as I grew, I start to understand that this shit, we can't take it with us.
You're not done, right?
And like Brandon said, we so worried about self. B, yeah, B.
I'm finished.
Huh?
So how do you age and grow progressively?
How do you age and grow? All right, first thing you do, for you to stop aging, you got to stop hanging around the people you at, because they making you get old. And even though they're the same age as you, you don't spend enough time with him to make you grow. See, my time now, I'm in my space. But I want to do something different. Guess who I'm going to grow with? I'm going to grow with that man right there. I'm going to grow with that man right there. And I'm going to grow with that man right there.
All my friends older than me.
You get what I'm saying to you?
So you're saying basically associate with people, you know, what you aspire to be, what level you want to be at?
It's not about aspiring to be, it's about learning more than what you know.
Exactly. I'm gonna give you an example. If you're in a room and you're the smartest dude in the room, you're in the wrong room.
You're in the wrong room.
You understand that?
You know what I'm saying?
If you're in a room
I'm doing
and you're
what
the smartest dude in the room, you're in the wrong room.
I'm doing what I'm doing, right? I told you what I'm worth and all this, that, third. Oh, it's amazing, so on and so forth. But I'm still fucking ignorant to a different state. So who I gotta learn from? I gotta go talk to this man. Because it don't matter whether he got more of me or less than me, he got more knowledge than me. So I have to grow in a different space. I outgrew my space. My space is done. You get what I'm saying to you? My space is finished. I got a friend who's a $30 million man. This is actual fact. Told me everything I know. I don't even talk to him no more because I know what he knows. Just because I don't have the money he have don't mean I'm less intelligent than he is. It's just that he had a head start.
Right.
You get what I'm saying to you? So sometimes when somebody got more than you, don't make it so. He just had a head start. He's older than me, so he already had 10 years on me. I was gone for 9.5, so he really got 20 years on me. So he had a head start. You understand my point? I gotta talk to Gary. Yo, Gary, well, you over here in such and such thing. Well, what's this, that, and third? Well, this what you gotta learn. And that's that. Now you growing. And don't be afraid to go. Don't be afraid to ask questions. You know, it's so sad. When I was in school, we had 34 kids in each class. Right? Everybody raised their hand. Asked my son the other day, I said, how the fuck you failing and you intelligent? And his mother go, you know, he don't want to be the one stand out and raise his hand. I said, fuck that. You better raise your hand and ask every fucking question in that class. Because you're going to be dumb just like the regular niggas that's around here. Because nobody do this. Because nobody wants to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. Because when I was growing up, when I was wrong, guess what? Oh, you know, you ain't got it together, Romello, but, Gary. Gary raised his hand. I got the answer, Miss Clark. Well, Gary, come up here and show Romello how you got the answer. We learn from each other as
I
kids.
thought it was in there.
This is a fact.
I thought it was in there.
Y'all didn't do that.
Well, you know my mentor said? He said, before you become the teacher, you gotta be the motherfucking
You gotta be the
student.
student.
He said the
It's not-
problem is dudes want to be the teachers and they not.
But
They haven't been a
again,
student
the
yet.
each one teach one syndrome is, you can't teach me, I can't teach you because we both afraid to fucking be wrong and learn something.
Oh, man.
But the
You know
other
what I'm
thing
saying?
too, though, is this: we can't just all aspire to be students. Also, it's about being an intelligent follower.
Yeah.
Because not because, as he said earlier, not because somebody has more doesn't mean that they are better or
Of course,
doing better.
of course.
So it's also looking at how anytime I look, any mentor that I've had, right? And I think I told you this years ago. When I first met you at the Y, I was asking about real estate. I was 24. And you was the one who actually put that seed in my head to get into real estate. This is the first day, this is the first time I'm saying this shit. And that's where it all started. So it's like, you look, in order to be an intelligent follower, you look at the result of somebody's life.
Right.
Not the materialistic manifestation. Because
Oh.
we listen to a lot of our parents. Our parents are our first teachers or our first mentors, but the reality is that most of our parents are fucking losers.
It ain't work for us.
You know, and I'm being honest, but most of them really are.
They didn't really do much.
So it's like, I love my mom to death. If it wasn't for my mom, I wouldn't have this dog in me, honestly. My mom is what made me what I am. But my mom can't teach me how to be a fucking millionaire. My mom can't teach me how to be a man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, be an intelligent follower. Really take from the personality and not the materialistic manifestation.
You know, one of my favorite rappers is Jay-Z, right? And some people be like, oh, you like me, overrated, blah, blah, blah. But he teaches you a lot of shit. He really gave people the blueprint on how to be successful if you just listen and apply what he said. Before he said in his last album, he said, fuck living rich and dying broke. Which basically means is what he said. Stop worrying about, we won't worry about what we got today.
Right now.
It's okay to have a nice watch and a nice car. But if I pay $30,000 for a watch, that means I should have $120,000 in the bank.
How about that?
If I pay $50,000 for a fucking car, I should have $200,000 in the bank.
Not renting no damn apartment.
You get what I'm saying?
Living in a damn
So
project.
this is what the mentality is, you know, and like, you know, it's so crazy because I just got my life insurance last year. Like right before I got on parole. My wife was like, well, why you taking out so much? I said, shit, I got 8 kids. She's like, well, you know, they grown and this is that and third. This is my wife. My wife is already telling me she come from money. And she go, well, you know, they got this, that, and the third. You got one going to school, this, that, and third. I said, their accomplishments shouldn't matter at my death. You understand? Their accomplishments shouldn't be held against my living. Our job when we here is to live, build, and leave for the next. That is our job. Don't get it confused. Enjoy your life. Have fun.
But I also,
Take your trips.
I also think that's why a lot of us have a hard start when you don't come from a productive.
Not
You know
even
what I'm
that. It's lack of opportunity.
Well,
It's lack of knowledge.
alongside those,
It's
right.
lack of knowledge.
Right.
It's lack of education. You got to remember, every generation from the time you was a baby got smarter.
Right.
So can you imagine how dumb our parents were? Can you imagine how ignorant our grandparents were? If you have the intelligence that you have today, how many generations was that? How many years? You understand? So you have to understand, my great-grandparents right now would have been 140, right? I'm 40, that's 100 years of ignorance, not having knowledge, no education. Get what I'm saying to you? So a lot of times we can't really blame our parents based off of their time span because they would. You gotta remember, I grew up in the time. You're a little younger than me, but he older than you. We grew up in a time when TV, you had this shit that go boom at night at 10 o'clock. That means it's time for your TV to go off.
TV would turn off.
Turn off.
Turn
Right?
Cable.
We also grew up in a time where we didn't have cable. Cable was only for rich people. Computers was out since 1970. Black people didn't get computers to the late 80s. Cable was for rich people when I was growing up. You understand me? Cable was for rich people when I was growing up. We didn't see fucking cable to the late 80s, beginning of the 90s. So this is what's showing you how the world keeps us behind. But now, in today's generation, it's no excuse for nobody.
Right.
Everything's accessible.
Right.
So this is what I mean when generations get smarter. And it's just about now, you see now what happens with the generation because they have the application. Listen, to do our homework, we had to have scrap paper, no calculator, a pencil, and we had to open up a book or go to the fucking library. That was when I was growing up. Today you could use a fucking your phone and your calculator in class. Times change. So if times has changed, then we have to understand when I'm teaching my son how easy he got it. Yo, dad, you don't know. Nigga, I know. I know, and I know way more than you will ever know. I'm an analog person. I don't deal with phones. I'm an analog nigga. When my son come to me with a problem, I get a paper and a pen, and I do it. Yo, Dad, you use a calculator for what? How you gonna get smart?
Do it in my head.
How you gonna be intelligent? I'm a mathematician. I went to school for fucking accounting 1 and 2. I have my degree in that. I don't need no calculator to tell me the answer that I already know. But what happened is the world wants you to be fucking on crutches.
Right.
So now when a black man come to tell you something, oh, don't listen to him. You better listen to that white teacher who told you to make it easier. Yeah, you right. You don't know what you talk about, nigga. You go deal with it. And this is why we in the bucket that we in. We don't have shit. Because they're going to keep you low. You know what's so crazy? And this may be off topic. We used to use the word faggot when we was growing up. Do you know that LGBTQ, whatever the fuck that shit is now the civil rights leaders?
Yeah.
Civil rights is for them. It's not for black people no more.
Fucking agenda.
You don't know this shit because they don't teach you this shit. So what I'm saying about anything, real estate, education, whatever, if you don't seek it for it and you don't want to learn it, then you'll never know.
Right.
Everybody in this room that has become something, we didn't learn it from school. We didn't learn this shit from a book. We learned it from fucking failing, falling in our face, and listening to a brother like Gary who says, yo, listen, my man, this is what I'm doing. And only the intelligent mind is receptive to change. Only the intelligent mind is receptive to change. Listen to what I'm saying. Don't let it go over your head. The dumb mind, you're gonna block it.
I want to hear it.
You don't want to hear it. That's the dumb mind. That's the dumb side of you. You know, you got two people. You got the dumb nigga, you got the intelligent brother. You better pick the intelligent brother, because that dumb nigga gonna keep you in the ghetto. My mother passed away and had no life insurance. I paid for that. My daughter's in nursing school. Paid for cash. I paid for that. You understand? I went to school. You know who paid for that? Financial aid. Busting my ass. And I still owe them niggas. I'm 43. I still owe them niggas. They ain't gonna get it. But this is what I'm saying to you. This is about change. You have to change. When you in greatness, bro, you gotta know when you in greatness.
Let's go.
Huh? Yeah, B.
I'm telling Sally Mae.
Huh?
I'm telling Sally Mae.
I don't care.
You gonna get them loans back, boy.
Sally Mae, and the
You
bad
doing
thing
two
about
business, I give them back.
Sally Mae, a black name, and she ain't even black.
But
I want to drop this on you, brothers. You talk about friendship and having the right friends. It's a parable. I just, when I teach, when new brothers come into my fraternity, I give them this story. And you probably heard this before. It was about a man being in a hole. And he, the walls were so steep, he couldn't get himself out of the hole. A doctor walked by. He said, doctor, can you help me? And the doctor wrote out a prescription and threw it down in the hole. His priest walked by. Minister, can you help me? He threw down a couple of gospel prayers or whatever. He threw that down in the hole. His best friend walked by. He said, yo, Charlie, I'm down in this hole. Can you help me? Charlie jumps down in the hole with him. He said, Charlie, what the fuck are you doing? Now we both stuck. He said, yeah, but I've been here before and I know the way out. That's what he's teaching. That's what they're saying. I know the way out. I've been there. I've done that. That's what about grabbing somebody that you know that's going to help you out. Because the ministers ain't going to help you. The doctors ain't going to help you. You got to be friends with somebody who knows more than you. That's how you get up out the hole. Someone who's been there before and who's done it. That's who you follow. And I'm going to say this again. If you're the smartest dude in the room, you're in the wrong room. That's it.
So you big?
I'm just shit. Well, damn, where did I leave? Okay, so basically, we gotta develop this ability. If we just learn this simple thing, you'll be surprised how it shift your mindset. Because when you gotta be like, now, okay, I don't have to wear Jordans, I don't gotta buy this or that, I don't gotta pop bottles in the club tonight, and you're just putting that money in your bank account, you'll be surprised how your mind shifts, and now you're looking at opportunities how to create wealth.
Yo, it's so crazy that B saying that, because like you still wearing Jordans and shit like that. Don't nobody wear that shit no more. No, I'm keeping it real with you. If you look at everybody that's a trendsetter, they wearing their own shit. They creating their own. Just look at everybody. I don't care who you look at. Look at Jay-Z, created title. He don't deal with no music company no more. You know what I'm saying? You look at people that's doing things, they creating. I got a friend, this nigga drives a Maserati, got 2 Porsches, live in a nice house. I'm like, and he pushing his own clothing line. That's all he wear. He goes, he gets it made, and that's all he wear. He like, man, you know how much money I saved on not buying clothes? And this is real because fashion changed like the weather.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Why do you think Jordan keep coming out with the same sneaker? Like he understands the game.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to look at it, you know, we look at things on such a minuscule level. We don't look at the brother, like Gary says, you know, this house was $239 and it was 11 family. Today I fucked up because today I did such and such and it's worth $700,000 today, blah, blah, blah. And the average mind is like, well, that's a $400-something thousand profit. And Gary's mind is like, if I'd have brought this house, this shit would have been paid off. It'd have been an offset for me to do everything that I wanted to do, what I wanted to do now.
That's thinking like a boss.
You understand? That's the offset. See, people think so minuscule when they hear things. And sometimes you gotta catch it, you gotta snatch it. It's words in the air. You gotta snatch that shit when somebody say it. When Q drops these lessons here, everybody, oh, Q, he runs a mile a minute, blah, blah, blah. I said, but if you sit there and you shut the fuck up, he'll give you the keys to life, nigga. But people are so busy wanting to talk. They're so busy wanting to hear what they want to hear. You know what I mean? Just because something good don't mean it's good for you. Just because Shorty got a fat ass and you can go to her house every day, she's fucking kryptonite.
She's a
to
bum.
your Superman.
She's a bum.
Because you go in there every day to lay up with her and you're not being progressive at all.
Go once a week.
Me and my daughter started in the beginning of the year. We put $3 together 1 week. Then the next week we doubled it, $6. Then the next week we doubled it, $12. And we started off small, just saving money. By the end of the year, we expect to have somewhere around $4,000. You don't need a whole lot of money to start saving. You need to start saving. You know this.
Build the concept.
That's that. And keep consistent on it. Putting a little bit. My mom told me when I first got my first job, she said, max out your 401k as much as you can and pay yourself. Meaning that put some money away and don't touch it. Put some money in an account where you don't have an ATM card to it and you don't have access to it. And make that money go into your account and pay yourself and see how well you do. Try it. Just try it. Just try putting some money away where you can't get to it. Don't touch it. They say save, save. That's the biggest thing. I bought my first house at 34 years old. I'm happy I got my first property. And I'm going to go get some more property. Because he's right. You don't know what you did to me, bro. You have definitely fired me. I'm sweating and shit over here. You see me? I'm sweating over here. Because I'm like, I still got time.
Of course.
I still got time.
One thing,
Yeah.
one thing. I know how to protect your 401k from market volatility. So if the market crashes, for those who understand how the stock game work and everything like that, I know how to protect the money from market volatility.
Another
So,
thing for Gary and for you, put your real estate into a living trust.
Yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what happens to it. It don't matter if you fall on your mortgage. It don't matter what happens. No one in this world can touch your trust. That is an absolute fact. This is what the Jew people do. You think they pay all their fucking bills? Don't get confused because you see somebody with something and you like, yeah, I'm out here paying my bills, so I gotta keep up with him because he paying his. Let me tell you something. White people are the biggest crooks in the world.
They know all the tricks.
They don't pay shit.
They know all the tricks of the trade.
They know the tricks
Yeah.
of the trade. And a fucking Jew nigga taught me that. He said, I ain't paid mortgage in 10 years. I said, well, how the fuck and you mad, right? He said, how the fuck you got your house? He said, man, my shit is in my trust. I said, what's a trust? And he broke it down to me. He said, I got 3 trusts on one house. He said, he got a trust in his kid's name, he got a trust in his wife's name, and he got a trust in a corporation. Nobody, it's like a fucking...
You got to go
You
through
know
so
what
many different
votes are?
angles.
That
Yeah,
shit is
right.
like a,
Yeah.
you can't mess with it.
Right.
He died, it goes to his family.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mistake.
And he made himself the
The
executive.
state
over the
can't
trust.
say it.
Yeah.
There's no estate of nothing.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
That's wild, man.
And it's the crazy thing. He told me this. I was pissed off. He said, I ain't paying my mortgage in 10 years. Nice house. He done redid his crib and everything. I said, well, how the fuck you do that? I'm up here struggling, trying to keep up with my shit. He's like, man, listen, man. He said, yo, half the community don't pay. How you think they able to take money and keep redoing their house? This is real shit. So you see these mansions and shit like that. You know, $1 million on a mortgage is $6,000 a month. So you figure if somebody has a $3 million mortgage, that's 18,000. That's not even including upkeep. How the fuck are they keeping up with it? So you have to understand the level of things. If you don't have other things that you don't have a big corporation or big money coming in, you got 100,000, 200,000 coming in every month from a business, there's no way that an average person can keep up with an $18,000
Hell no.
mortgage. It's impossible.
But you know, I'm sorry to cut, but you know it's so funny. Me and my wife, we like to go to different neighborhoods. You know, you get a little
Yeah.
inspiration from that too. You
Yeah,
know,
of course.
so posh neighborhoods. But we talk like this, and I say, I'm like, yo, we always be like, what you think their mortgage is? And then, but in the back of my mind, without me saying it to her, I'm like, but what the fuck are y'all doing?
That
What are
you
y'all
can keep
doing
up
that
with
y'all keeping up with this like you said, these lavish? I mean, like you go in some neighborhoods again. When they say all people live, no. Some people out here, everybody ain't broke out here. You got some people that are like living.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I mean, not even different state. I mean, right here in New York in the boroughs. You go on Whitestone and Bayside up in the, you know, and these other. I'm like,
So my new shit, and this is a word for the older heads and people, and even for you young dudes. So I gotta talk with this brother, and I'm gonna fuck your head up when I say this. My new thing is I need to pay myself.
Pay yourself first.
And I need to pay myself, and I need to have an annuity.
Oh,
And
okay.
whoever knows what an annuity is, understands what it is. It's gonna take some knowledge, but annuity is basically, I cashed out on one of my houses. So I have some money. And I gotta go open up an annuity. Annuity is gonna cost me about, depending on what it is, it'll cost me about $5, $6, maybe even $8,000.
Who you got it with?
Huh?
Who you
I don't
got?
get nothing. I'm trying to talk to you about that. I'm just giving some knowledge out there. That's what I learned. And what it basically is you take your money, you have an annuity, you have a lump sum, and you pay yourself. So I don't never have to work for nobody another day in my life. Every time you cash out, refinance your home, put it in an annuity, and pay yourself. So you free up your time to do the things you want to do.
I'll give you something better.
That?
That's what I'm like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna fuck in my way. Cause you can do the fuck shit I can do. I need that.
That right there. Tricks of the trade, man. I'm a street nigga. I hate to say it like that, but it is what the fuck it is.
Exactly.
I'm a street nigga. You know what I'm saying? Ain't had nobody teach me none of the shit I know. Trial and error. Bumping into the right motherfucker and succumbing to ask them questions. Yo, what's up, man? How you do that? And if you know, some people will test you, see if you serious. Yo, you know, give me a call.
You
Give
don't
me your
call
card. You know, that type of shit. Just like a lawyer. Yo, I need you as my case. You motherfuckers know. I need yo, you got a call? Give me a call. Yeah, give me a call. You don't call him, you know you ain't serious. If you call that motherfucker and you constantly bother him, he'll make time for you. You call Gary 1,000 times, he may be busy. But if you call him, you like, yo, you know what, let me make time for this brother.
He's serious.
He
Yeah,
really-
you know
he's serious. He wants to know some
Tell him
shit.
who I'll meet up with
You know
after
what I'm
this.
saying?
Tell him who I'll meet up with after this.
Prime Minister of Ghana, right?
I've got
Oh,
him.
nice.
Because he gave me his card, I kept calling his
That's
ass.
right. Because you know you're serious
You know
now.
what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? But that's what it's about. You know, I come in here every so often with Q and he doing this thing and blah, blah, blah. And I see him teaching a lot of you young guys. Listen, he's another brother that been through some shit, man. I gotta listen. Because you can't learn from nobody who ain't been through nothing.
Let me tell my testimony. About 8 years ago, I came home from the federal penitentiary. Not ashamed of it. I'm very proud of it because it made me who I am today. I've always been a hard worker. I've always been a good family member. I've always been a good guy, but I sold a lot of drugs. And I was no small-time drug dealer. I was a big drug dealer. I'm not a violent nigga, but I can get violent, but I sold a lot of drugs. When I made all that money, I didn't realize that I should have been putting it into the world. I kept investing in bullshit. Anyway, ended up coming back home. I started working here. I came home on a Thursday. I started working in the shop on a Friday. The guy that owned the shop, he was sitting in here one day. He said in front of his boys, he had a whole bunch of his friends in here. He said, yeah, because Q's my worker. And I said, I'm a fucking boss. I don't know who you think you're talking to. I said, in my head. I walked towards the back. I said, that nigga just called me his worker. I said, oh shit. I am his worker. And I said, hold on, let me change this. I said, this is what I'm going to do. About 6 to 8 months of working for him. I said, we need to talk. He said, well, I said, I want to buy you out. He looked at me like, I said, I want to buy you out. And I did this with all legal money of working in the shop, saving every dollar. Saving. So I want to buy you out. I said, I want to change the game. I want you to work for me. He said, I said, I'm gonna give you a number you can't argue about. He said, no problem. What do you want to give me? I told him a number. He jumped at it. I bought him out about 2 years ago. I got comfortable being here. I said, I got a business. Okay, this is maybe my 7th year owning this shop. I said, you know what? I'm not comfortable anymore. I'm hungry again. I said, I need to do more. 2 years ago, I bought a pharmacy. I make more of my pharmacy than the average dude make at their job every single day. I legally went from a street narcotic dealer to a legal pharmacy. You understand? I'm on Wyckoff and Bleecker in Williamsburg. I own a pharmacy. You understand? And legally I can't do it, but there's tricks in the trade and going around.
You know that. You know how that goes.
Everything is obtainable if you understand you have the right relationships. Because me and you could be homeboys, I could be a street guy, but that man is legal. And he's very legal. He ain't never been in trouble. So guess what? I'm going to invest with him. And we're going to do contracts, and we're going to sign, we're going to notarize everything, and this is the business. After about 2 years of doing that, I started making money. I said, you know what? I want to do something else. My partner said to me, yo, Q, what do you want to do? I said, I don't know. I started investing in clubs. I started doing events. Cardi B's, Tory Lanez, French Montana. I started making money. I said, oh shit, this shit is easy money. And I said, hold on. I'm making you $60,000 to $80,000 a night, and I'm going home with 10% of that money, 12%, 15%. I said, this ain't smart. This ain't smart. So now I'm the second. That's my partner right here. He's only 27 years old. He's been my partner since he was 26. We're the first black club owners on Steinway in Long Island City. We have the biggest fucking venue over there. It's 9,800 square feet. It's called Cavalli.
Oh, you?
That's my club.
Oh shit!
I gotta pay no more.
And this is all facts. This is no bullshit. This is all facts.
I said to him, I said, I love you, bro. And I said, you're very smart. I said, I'm telling you, follow my footsteps, and I got you. He's an RN. He's a registered nurse. He makes over 100. I don't like telling his business, but he makes over 100. He's only 27. But I said, don't think you rich. I said, your father and mother showed you how to be an employee. So don't think like that. You're a fucking boss. I done had 1,000 conversations with you since you was what, 15? I said, you smart. I said, follow my footsteps. He said, what do you want to do, Q? I said, I want you to jump in the club. My partner said, Q, I ain't got no more room. I said, you gonna make room for him. He getting 5% of that. He getting 5%. He said, he took a day off of his job, came with me to my club, went to Suffolk County, helped me carry the whole kitchen furniture for free. And I said, now he getting in, and it's an investment. He's getting in. So the guy was like, no problem. That's where you go. I said, yes. What do he do for you?
Give him a piece.
You know what I'm saying? What I'm trying to say is, I'm not no smarter than no man. I'm not. But I know for a fact I'm willing to sacrifice like no other man. I'm willing to sacrifice. I don't care about cars. I don't care about sneakers. I don't care about clothes. And I'm going to throw out one more thing. I also own an online website, sneaker company called HomeWithKicks.com. I make money not doing shit off of sneakers. I get free sneakers. I got every sneaker for free. For free. I don't buy no sneakers. And I'm like, I love sneakers, so I said, how the fuck do I get a company? So what I did was, there's a new, everybody heard NY Tencel? You ever heard of that? Yeah. I went to the guy, had a meeting with the Arab guy. I said, yo, listen, I got an extreme super social media following. He said, what can you do? I said, listen, no, what can I do for you? He said, what? I said, give me your inventory, allow me to sell your inventory off of my site, and let's work. He said, no problem, and that's what he did. And I'm killing him. In a matter of 6 months, my company already had like 60,000 followers on Instagram. 60,000. I don't have to do shit but post a sneaker. That's it. That's all I do. Every day I go look on my website, they got over 3,000 to 4,000 website clicks. Let's just take 10% of 3,000 clicks. What is 10% of 3,000 clicks? 300. Mm-hmm. Let's just say 100 people buy. No, let's say 50 people buy. 50 people buy at $100. Let's say 20 people buy.
Let's say 20 people at 100.
20 people at 100. What's that? That's $2,000.
Okay, but you know more people buying than that.
But I'm just saying. So it's just free money at this point. You understand? But I'm not smarter than nobody, bro. Because I said to myself, I don't want to be your flunky. How can I make money with you? And that's what I always do. Me and my big homie Gary, we had a conversation. I said, I want to know what I can bring to the table. I don't want to be nobody's flunky. What can I bring to make this situation even better? Because I'm going to come grab the nails. You can have the hammer, I'm going to bring the nails. Yeah. And that's how you have to think. And I said to myself, like, yo, Q, you got to this level, what is the next level? I'm a kid that come from a single mother of 6. My mother struggled her whole life. Her whole life. My mother is shopping for a house in the harbor, and it's not because of her. And I'm just being, it is not because of her. It is because of me, and it's because of my older brother. My mother shops, she's looking right now, and I'm like, yo, this is what we owe you. we owe you this, and I want a pool. And I'm gonna give you the pool that you want. You want it? Okay, you can take the pool. My daughter's in private school. My daughter hangs out with nothing but rich people.
Yeah.
And I'm not as rich as these people. But my mindset, I understand by keeping her around these people, it becomes her norm.
Becomes her norm.
Conversations. It's not about private school or public. It's about the relationships they build.
The network.
Yes. So I'm like, you know, my daughter been in private school since she was 3. I paid her $1,000 a month for a 3-year-old. That's a lot of money for a 3-year-old. That's a fence. That's a range.
Yeah.
But guess what? When she say, Dad, actually, you don't even do that. You're supposed to multiply that by 2. I'm like, give me some, baby. Give me some. You understand?
You want better for what?
Come on, bro.
You want better. And this is from a guy, and I throw my time out there. And this is funny. The reason why I throw my time out there is to let you know that we came out handicapped. We came out a number. We came out felons. We came out when society don't want you. And I do better than fucking 50% of the society, man. And that's just to let you know that there's nothing that's not capable. You know, you hear it in other stories, but when this shit is in your face, it gotta hit close to home. When it's in your face, forget the rappers, forget the ball players, forget the Allen Iversons who went to jail and came home and he on TV and you don't know him. Got a personal relationship with this man. Got a personal relationship, got an extended relationship with me. Got an extended relationship with all of us who grew up dirt poor. Because when you grow up in the hood, you grow up poor.
Yo, real quick, before you leave it, what you doing? What we doing right now? You know what I'm saying? Yo, bro. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say is, I got this guy right now looking for his first piece of property with me. And I said, I'm going to show you everything there is to know, bro. And I said, you know what it is?
Because that's your duty.
That is my duty, and I owe it to my community. And I tell dudes all the time, if you're doing bad in New York and you run to another state, you still gonna do bad. Because you still that same nigga. You still that same nigga. You the same nigga in Atlanta.
That's it.
That's all it is, bro. You're gonna struggle hard. Because the things that you left that you could have used here, because a lot of dudes don't realize that you are a millionaire if you make $100,000 in New York and you go upstate New York. And start investing, you are a millionaire. And they don't think like that. And I'm like, stop thinking about
Why you think I said
this
what
is
I
so
said?
far, so
I
gone.
need to be
Like, yo,
back.
them Jews that they done lock this whole thing. Look what
It's
they did
over.
with Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's over.
And then they'll tell you stuff like Roosevelt is garbage. But a wise man will invest in those areas that they say is garbage because they eventually gonna come back and pick up that garbage. They gonna tell you all that trash they do to the side of the road is garbage, and we walk right past it. But then they come back and scoop it up.
And they want the property value to drop down.
So they
Come
control
back
it.
and buy it all up.
Listen, they got something called
I'm
hold
a
on.
short sell
Hold on.
king.
Listen, they got
I'm sure
something called
sell shit out of any
rezoning.
property.
Listen,
I'll
they got
tell you
something
that
called
right now.
rezoning.
Huh?
White people got it so good they can rezone.
That's a fact.
You don't y'all can take.
But
Okay,
you know how
let's
you-
just break it like this.
All right,
You see Garden
so
City?
teach them how they rezone.
I'm gonna show you.
Because people don't understand how they rezone.
It's so easy, bro.
It's the simplest
It's-
thing.
They can do it.
I can rezone fucking Freeport by doing one thing. All I gotta do is put a Starbucks out there.
That's it.
And y'all think
Start
it's a
kicking y'all out of there.
y'all think it's a game, but it's
Start
dead
doing
serious.
this. Start doing this. Get out of here. Start throwing your back.
That's all you gotta do.
You don't even realize that.
And you
what's
don't
going
even
on.
know it.
You understand? And they realize, they say, you know what?
You
Black
don't even
people
know it.
For years don't see the value in their own assets.
That's crazy, right?
Things that we
Look
have.
what you
don't
said.
see the value.
But how did I know that? You understand? How did I know that?
Yo, they did that on Suffern Boulevard over there by Jamaica Ave.
And they rezoned the whole thing.
Yep.
And
Look
once
at-
and
look
once
at-
they
look
and
at
once
Long
they
Island
did it,
City.
forget that. And once they did it, you can't turn right.
Nope.
They got a sitting area
Yep.
in front of the movie theater. This is the hood. Listen, I'm Jamaican, nigga. I started driving dollar vans. We started that. My family, yeah. That shit used to be gutter. You can't even turn on Parsons no more.
You get
On
all that
160
up out of
Parsons.
it.
You can't even turn on
Change
Parsons
it.
no more. It's over. All they did was put a Starbucks. So yeah, do. Want to rezone something? All of us get together. Good credit, bad credit, whatever. Get in the pool, right? Go to a hard money guy. Tell him you got 20%. We all fork up 20%
Let's get crazy.
of $1 million,
Which is 200,000.
and you're a multi-millionaire in 6 months.
Yep. That easy.
This is a fact, not fiction.
That is-
How you think I own houses? You think I own houses because I had money? You think I own houses because, oh, I'm just a good-looking guy in the bank gonna give me a fucking loan? No. You gotta understand the game. Everything is a fucking game. Don't confuse it. When you play fucking Monopoly when you a fucking kid, that's when you were supposed to learn this shit. These games that come out is not by chance, man. This shit is not by chance. This is a fact. Yo, let me buy this property for $60. And you put hotels on it, what it's worth? It's the same shit in real life. But nobody understands it because we're so complacent with thinking that everything's a fucking joke. Only black people take life as a joke. It's fucked up, but it's true. The Cantonese, the Asians, whatever you want to call them, the white people, whether they Jewish, Italian, whatever the fuck, we the only race that take life as a joke. Preferably black Americans.
Can I say something? You know what I want all you young boys to understand? I get tired of hearing in here that you was a motherfucking pimp and you pimping bum bitches. You're not a pimp pimping a bum bitch. You's a trick. We're gonna get to the logistics. It's facts. This is why most young guys can't get ahead. They're fucking tricks. What they do is they choose a girl who ain't about shit and ain't got shit. They bag her, they get with her, they think that they're gonna go somewhere with that girl. And they realize after 10, 15 years, ain't nothing fucking happened. Because at the end of the day, you invested in bad real estate. She ain't shit. And it's just facts. And then they think they're a pimp. I'm sleeping with 10 different, you ain't sleeping with 10 different bumps. Shanasia live in the projects. Shaquana lives in terrace. Like, come on, this is just the truth. She's a bump. Not dissing her, but it's just the truth. You understand? You gotta look at yourself in a certain light and say to yourself, hold on, I'm this standard. And my standard should be up that standard. And if your standard ain't that standard, that means you ain't gonna go nowhere. Because every time you go out, you pay. Every time you do something, you pay. And my big brother, I just came on vacation on my girls down. And this is facts. Yeah, I do it for her too, but she did it for me. You understand? This is just what it is. And I teach guys all the time, like, yo, bro, you gotta understand the relationships and investments, friendships are investments.
Yes.
Everything is an investment, bro.
And
It's a business,
and
bro.
what Q said,
It is, man.
I told you I ain't know Q for less than 2 years. On Shaq. And that's my brother.
I knew your wife before I met you.
Do you know why
As soon as I
that's
met you,
my
I knew
brother?
who she was.
Do you know why that's my brother? You don't know why? You my friend. But that's my brother. What's the difference? Say again? Huh? No. You don't put no food on my table. You don't get that understood. No. He gives you an opportunity to get food on your table. That's your brother. A friend is gonna take from you. He ain't gonna help you build. He'll help you build shit. Understand the difference. Y'all out here calling, yo, that's my bro. That's your bro? Your bro gonna lead you to the penitentiary. How's that your bro? Oh, that's your bro? Your bro gonna fuck your girl. How is that your bro? Oh, that's your bro? You giving your bro money, you feeding him, but he ain't feeding you. How's that your bro? We invest in bad relationships.
Yes, we do.
And it's all over.
We loyal.
I got
That's how
brothers.
we are.
I got real
Loyal to
brothers,
family,
blood
bro.
brothers.
Loyal to
I
family.
don't fuck with them. Me too. You know why I don't fuck with them?
They ain't about shit.
They ain't about nothing. It's, you can't choose your family.
You just gotta deal with them.
You gotta deal with them.
Just
But
put them
you
in their
can't,
space.
you can't choose your friends.
What you want, God bless you.
So if my brother fucked up, you think I want a fucked up friend to remind me of my brother? No, I'm a better brother. That's my better brother.
That's it. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you
This my
something.
better brother.
Yo, look, the other day,
That's my better OG.
look, Mello, we was in the other day, I told the young
It's
boy, I
just
said, do me a
facts, man.
favor. He said, well, I said, friendship check. He said, okay. I said, call your friend right now, the nigga that you call.
Yeah, we
your
did
best
that.
friend.
You
That's
did
it,
that?
That's the truth. I said, friendship check. And I said, do me a favor. Call your friend right now, and then tell him you in the bond, and you need
$500.
$500.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I said, see what your friend say. Yo, I can't even do that for you. I said, I'm gonna show you something. Yo, Gino, yo, what up, bro? I fucked up. Like, what you fucked up? I need like 1,500. Yo, where you at?
Ride or die.
Because I stand by my fucking word. My word is my bond, and I'll die making sure you get that motherfucking money
Yo,
back.
one day I come in
I'll
here,
make
right?
sure.
One
My
day I
credit
come
with
in-
my friends
one day I
is
come
over
in here.
800.
One day I
It's
come
probably
in
at
here.
900. I'll make sure that my word is my bond.
I came in here
will
one
die
day.
for my word.
Say what
And this,
you mean.
and
Come
this
on.
is, and this is just some real shit. I came in here one day, and a check ain't clear. And I'm sitting there, Q like, what's wrong, bro? I said, man, I'm fucked up right now. Whatever. You talking? I'm like, nah, I'm good. He go, I said, I need like $300, man. I said, all right. In my head, I'm like, whatever. Waiting for my wife to give me a call. Waiting for money to come well. He says, yo, no, come shoot some hoop with me. I said, all right, go back there. Yeah, I ain't gonna give it to you in front of everybody. $300, it's not a lot of money, right? It's not nothing.
The principle.
It's the principle. It's the principle of something. And once you understand what your principle is with your friend, you you'll understand who's your friend and who's not. It's not about the dollar. Because if you just say, yo, I'm fucked up, I ain't got it. If I had, I'd have gave it to you. He's still my friend because I know in my heart if he had it, he'd have gave it to me. You know what I'm saying? But we invest in bad situations. And you have friendships, you got these people on your calling your bro or your big homie or whatever, and they're not. Gary's my big homie. You know why he's my big homie? I just met him today. Well, I call him my big homie. You know why? He's older than me, he's doing better. Guess what? If I ask him for advice, he's gonna give it to me. That's my big homie.
Yeah, I want to add to that too. Although we're all getting educated, you got a girlfriend, fiance,
Right.
you got to put them on your level. Like you can't be out here working hard and they just spending,
That's a
they
fact.
just doing dumb shit. Like if your wife's is LPN, yo, tell her go back to school, be an RN. Tell her go be a doc. Like you got to push your partner to the highest level. It's not just on us to take care of 5 kids. You got a wife, she got responsibilities too. So let her know you got a level too, and you need to meet me there or go higher. But you can't be down here doing shit and I'm busting my ass. That don't work like that.
That's a bad investment.
Just like you said, just being with bums.
Yeah, that's being bums. Yo, Mello, we did the girlfriend relationship check too. And a lot of dudes didn't want to do it. I said, I'm gonna give you a small number. This is the woman you bet your future on. This is your life, your whole future. You so meaning if something happened to you tomorrow, you gotta know she got your back. I know for a fact my brother right here called his wife. She's sending that whole goddamn bank account. And I can say that comfortably, and I can say the same thing about you. And I can say the same thing about Mike. And that's a fact. And I know Jazz. I can say the same thing about you. What I'm saying is, bro, when you grow and you start, and I can say the same about your mother, she gonna bet the whole house on your father. What I'm trying to tell dudes is, your relationship is the most valuable investment. This is the person you spend the most time with. This is the person that you talk to the most. So when you take on somebody as your mate, you gotta understand, like, yo, bro, either A, I'm gonna go 10 steps further, I'm gonna go 10 steps back. Because someone can be completely working against you. And them dudes don't understand that. How you know we struggling and you crying about not going out to dinner? That means you're a selfish fuck. You're selfish. Because you're not looking at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is, I'm struggling. I'm going through something. And if you have my back, it's for better or for worse. We're gonna struggle together. You know what? We might eat ramen noodle soup tonight. But guess what? We're gonna make that shit feel like it's filet mignon tonight. Yep. But again, you're gonna add some seasoning, it's better than what it is. But that's a woman that has your back. But these guys, they look at the girl, she's cute. I'm like, pretty looks don't pay bills. A fat ass don't pay unless she's selling it. But what I'm trying to tell you, you can bring me a girl that's a 5, and you tell me she make 200,000, you are made. I'm being honest. Because I know you're not gonna struggle like that. But when you take that girl on who looks at you, I'm gonna be honest with you, I got a wife and I got a baby mother. My baby mother looks at me as her financier because she never done anything with her life. Me having a kid by her makes her feel like I'm her job, I'm her payment, I'm her everything. Yes. And I tell all these guys, when you invest in those kind of girls, just know you're gonna be at child support very fast if you have a breakup. Just know. Because they look at you as where the damn baby, where the money at. They ain't not worried about you taking care of the kid.
They're not even worried about the fucking
No,
kid.
they're worried about you giving them money so they can live a lifestyle. And I tell dudes this all the time. I'm like, yo, I'm telling you as a brother, it's on you to heed the message. I'm an experienced guy. I had my first kid at 17. You know, I have a 16-year-old son right now. I'm very young with a 16-year-old son right around here. Sometimes I'm the oldest father in the room. A lot of the times. You know what I'm saying? So I tell dudes, I'm experienced as far as relationships, and I've been with my wife 15 years. So I can speak on that also. It ain't the studio. What I'm saying is, when you take on a girl, you have to know, like, yo, this is what I'm gonna be, and this is where I'm gonna be at in this many years. For instance, you want to buy a mortgage in New York, let's say $30,000, right? With closing, let's say 35, right? Let's say $35,000. So you say to your woman, I love you, we're a team. For the next 2 years, we can't go out to eat like that. And she said, you know, I want a house, no problem, I'm riding, right? So now you tell her, you come up with 10 of it. Now you say you're willing to come up with 25. Because you're able to work more because maybe I don't have, she have children. So but she's willing to bring in 10. That's a woman I give a high five to and respect. Because now you will respect her knowing that you contributed towards me and you doing this. But if you got to do all the work, that process that could have cost you 3 years or 4 years to get it, it's gonna take you a lot longer, bro, because you're doing it on your own. So basically, you're a poor guy trying to live a millionaire's or wealthy man's lifestyle by taking on eye candy. You're not rich enough to take on a girl that just looks good. You understand? You don't have it like that. Trump can do that. His girl is a dunce and she's beautiful because he's wealthy enough to do it. But a poor man can't do that. We're trying to build. How you building if your house, You make 100, your girl make it. That's a nice household, bro. We're talking about New York State, bro. This is not down south. You know, the times have changed, and I try to tell these young guys all the time, be wise in choosing your women, bro. Be wise. Stop looking at the ass.
Relationships and
Oh my God, bro. I learned hard,
What's your
bro.
word?
It's disgusting.
Yeah, that's what I'm heard for sure.
These dudes be bringing that girl, they be like, cue my girl, cue. I'm like, but she's a bomb. I'm just telling you to your face, she's a bomb.
She's a bomb.
Tell me something she gonna be in 10 years.
Can't.
Your girl work at Macy's and she's 30. She's not inspiring for more. You are doing everything, so guess what happens? You are the nigga scoring all the points, and when you lose the game, she gonna complain.
What happened if my girl 35?
Look at it. You got to
Listen,
do
what
the
happened-
bitch. Look, you got to do the
What happened if
bitch.
my girl 35 and she work at Macy's, but she's a vendor?
But that's a different situation. You change the whole thing. It's like different.
No,
What I'm saying is,
I'm just trying to make them
Or buy
understand
it. Or
what
buy
you're
it.
saying.
Yeah.
Or buy it.
listen, I'm gonna just throw the statistic out there, and this is a fact. Number one in America will getting educated is black women. They're
That's
number one. They're the number one to graduate. So I don't respect no man that bring on a woman that don't have no education. I think it's stupid in this generation. I think it's retarded. They're the number one. You travel around the world, I go, you know, I hit places.
Yeah.
And black women are number one. You ask any dude that just came out of college, how many women are there? How many guys compared to women?
Not even 50%.
My boy, just to throw him out there, he just graduated with his bio degree, bro.
That's what's
You know
up,
what
bro.
I'm saying?
Yes, give a round of applause. Biochemistry? It's the same shit. Don't worry about it. It's the same shit. Don't downplay your shit.
But again,
Next time somebody say that, say you got that right.
Now look, now you see to yourself, you work this hard to get here. Why would you take somebody that's gonna bring you back down to here? That's retarded. That's retarded. I don't think that's smart. Why? Because she got a big ass butt.
hustling back.
You tell me a coochie and a butt is free. It's free. It's free.
Or $80.
So where does that level? What is that level? What commitment have you done to elevate yourself besides have a big ass and big titties and a cute face?
And when she reach 40,
Come on, it runs out of gas. After you hit it and the bills start stressing you out, she ain't cute no more. She is not cute no more. I'm being honest. You be like, she ain't cute.
The moral of this being today for me, which I'm glad to be in the presence of all you brothers, young and older.
Yes.
I'm very inspired. Thanks you for hitting my phone. You know what I'm saying? The message, the moral of this today is to understand that we're not average.
That's right.
Forget your education. Forget where the fuck you come from. Every human test in this world, you know it or you don't, you go Google the shit. Sometimes Google don't do it, so you have to dig a little deeper. They do all these human tests to figure out what about us is magical. This is a fact. Human tests are only dealt with animals and white people to figure out why we are so magical. It's real shit. This is real shit. When they talk ethnic and all this shit in the modeling world and this, that, and the third, that's because they want our beauty. When they go sun tanning, that's because they want to be black.
The melon.
When they get muscles and do steroids, that's because we genetically are built like this. This is fact. Just having that little bit of knowledge and know-how of yourself makes you extraordinary in this world.
Yes, it does.
So stop being fucking lazy. Stop pushing your mind to the limit, because we all have this capacity where, you know, sometimes your head hurts. I know I get headaches every day. I only get headaches every day because I'm so busy thinking about what the fuck next to do. I don't get headaches for no reason. My wife be like, babe, you gotta stop thinking. She know why I get headaches. And I'm so busy trying to think about the next shit that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Stop sleeping late. Stop going to bed late, sleeping late, and then getting up and trying to figure out where your day went. Your day went in last night's bottle, or, you know, it went in homegirl ass, whatever. What I'm saying to you is, in this room, I'm gonna get everyone's number, everyone, young and old, me personally. And I wanna keep in contact with the young brothers to do whatever. I wanna keep in contact with my older heads because I need to know some shit. And that's what it's about. It's about learning and building. Grab something, grab somebody next to you and get in business. Business. It's okay for us to be cool. That's my man, that's my brother. I know he ain't gonna do me wrong. But if I come to him and say I got a business deal, he's like, yo, what you need? Yo, we need this. And then it turns to business. We got contracts and everything. Because that's the way of the world. And the problem with us is we feel like, oh, this nigga asking me for a contract, he asking me for this, that ain't my man. No, he is your man. Because he's protecting you and yourself. You understand?
Proper business.
My wife is a contract. That's my wife. I got a fucking contract with her. I got a contract with my life insurance. I got a contract with my fucking properties. With my wife. Because she understands when I die, certain things that needs to be taken care of. There's no disrespect to her. She knows that.
It's business.
It's business. And knowing that brings security. Brings security, brings love. See, people get this word confused with love. I don't love you because I got a lot of chicks I had in my lifetime. I don't love them. I had love for them. I probably care about them, but I don't love them. How can I love something that didn't reciprocate anything with me? It's impossible. It's impossible. I love him because I know if I'm fucked up, I know when my wife come to him, I know that. I love him for that. I can't love nobody else that I know that ain't gonna have the best interests of my kids. So we get this shit confused. Stop getting shit confused.
You can't tell me the truth, I don't want you around.
I don't want you around me. Let's build, let's get together, and let's be great.
But just say that though, make sure we know that being defensive, I don't want to be a male chauvinist, but that's a female trait, bro. That is a
Me and my
female
mom
trait.
got in an argument about
It's a
it.
female trait, bro. I'm being honest.
It's true.
Like the going on the defense, as soon as somebody pull you aside and try to talk to you and always be, that's a female trait. And I
Listen.
tell a lot of men, bro, that's feminine, bro.
He said
And standing there arguing with a
Nigga,
woman
man
for
in
2
the
hours
hole,
is
I'm
feminine
a man in
too.
the boat.
That's feminine.
That's feminine.
Man, you say your piece and you get it moving, bro.
You ever heard about the man in the boat? Okay. So, it's a man, devout religious man. I mean, if you're from Caribbean, you should have heard this story. It's a devout man. He's devout. Oh my God, I love God. God, oh, he's everything. Blah, blah, blah. He's going to give me what I need. I don't need nobody. Blah, blah, blah. So God told him that there's a storm coming. Big storm. He says, my child, don't worry about it. I'm going to make sure that you're okay. And you're going to be safe. You and your family are going to be safe. So it starts raining. He has to shut down his stuff. Everybody's rushing. Oh, no. Gets up to his feet. It's no big deal. Gets up to his ankles. He starts to see things that come and go along. Gets up to his shin. Car drives by. Says, listen, jump in. Man says, no, I'm okay. I'm waiting for my Lord. He's going to make sure I'm okay. Blah, blah, blah. Boom, car rides off. Gets up to his thighs. A raft come. People on there, he says, listen, we got some room. We need to get you on here. Get on this raft, and we're going to take you. No, it's okay. My God is going to do everything he needs to do for me. Go ahead. Gets up to his fucking chest. Boat come, same thing. Gets up to his fucking nose. Helicopter comes, throws the ladder down. Says, hey, get on the ladder. Lord is going to take care of me. Don't worry about it. Motherfucker dies and go to heaven. He goes to God. He says, God, how the fuck you leave me out there like that? I thought you had me. He said, motherfucker, I sent you a car, a raft, a boat, and a helicopter. What more you want me to do?
Exactly.
You want me to pick him up?
This is that man, this room. All the questions you have is people in front of you. God is sending it to you. God says this, I can do, but you still got to do for yourself.
The Bible says faith without work is nothing.
That's nothing.
It's nothing.
So there you go. So y'all asking questions about, yo, I want to get out this rut. I want to do this different. I want to do that different. And sometimes we have people around us. I'm talking to you, Shaq. We have people around us. You know, they are brothers, our friends, whatever. You know, they doing their thing and blah, blah, blah. It's not to put my brother on pause because he's highly intelligent. But I want him to understand that when you have those people around you, it's called, you need to take advantage of it. Don't let everybody else take advantage of what's yours. It's like you got a nice house. You throw shit all over the place in your house. And your friends come over and say, damn, this shit is nice. And they fucking cleaning up and shit like that and blah, blah, blah. But you know you ain't doing nothing because you're not taking advantage of what you have. We all have people around us like that. Take advantage of these people, whether they mom, whether they dad, whether they friends, whether they cousins, whether they brothers, whether you're just a fucking barber. Take advantage. Because if you don't, we'll be having this conversation about another 2 years and you motherfuckers gonna be in the same space. Ain't nothing gonna change.
Anakin challenge.
You know, some dudes don't realize that though. You know that though? Some dudes, they make it through another year
And
then
then
they say
okay.
that they're good.
No, you're
I'm
not.
like, you survived another year.
I said,
brother.
yo,
You survived.
listen.
You financially survived another year. You didn't do nothing
Didn't do
greater
anything
than what you
different.
did last year. You know, you're still in the same boat, the same
Take
predicament.
advantage
And it's
of this
not
boat.
that you're not smart enough to do it, but common sense says, yo, now I gotta start cutting some of my things. I gotta start cutting back on certain things. I gotta cut back on certain expenses, as it says, save.
For my brother here, right? Because you just
Yeah.
mentioned a great point. School is good, and use that degree and run as far as you can, but understand how money works. Because I've consulted with doctors, engineers,
Dumb as hell.
and they're fucking broke.
Dumb as hell.
So really understand
Well,
how money
here's
works.
the thing though too. You know, when you start making money, and I'm talking OG here, talking to OG over there. Do you know that they know, like I know, that money is not real? That's a whole nother discussion.
That's some other.
That's some other shit.
You know, Beyonce said, she said, don't pay me in your cash, pay me in equity.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Money ain't shit.
Eat that shit.
Ain't nothing. So
That
I
shit is
urge
dead.
you to get a piece of property.
Assets.
The only thing,
Own some land.
stocks, bonds, US, I got bearer bonds, all kind of shit.
Land is limited.
That's what matters.
Yep.
Listen, my bank account probably got like, my savings account different, but my bank account probably got like maybe $3,000 in it. I don't care. Dame Dash said, if you ever listen to Dame Dash, I invest in shit,
Everything.
in everything. I don't need money.
Everything.
You know why he don't need money? Because he knows that the asset is worth more than anything.
Cash
The
flow.
dollar is not gonna, the
Cash
dollar
flow.
don't even matter. See, and this is for people who ain't been places.
Exactly.
See, when you go to a different country, US dollar ain't worth shit.
No.
So that lets you know
Yeah.
if you've been someplace or not. I'm not talking about Jamaica. I'm not talking about back home. We ain't talking about that shit. That's a different discussion. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about that shit. I'm talking about pounds versus Canadian dollar, shit like that. You start to realize that the American dollar ain't worth shit.
Shilling.
Why you think all this shit that you watching with these movies and these shows, and don't get it confused. These shit that be on TV sometimes make it teach you some shit. But crypto money and all this shit that these niggas is using, y'all know, y'all young boys know what it is with the swipes and all that. That's what the money is. It's all cyber money. It's not real no more. It's
The
not real.
assets. The assets.
The assets.
The assets.
It's the assets. You fighting assets versus liability.
Who's don't understand that?
Yeah, big.
They want the bullshit ass cars.
So basically, because we're talking about ladies earlier, right? And that's what made me touch on this. Because it all boils back to savings. Assets is anything, right? That put money in your bank account.
Yep, it's anything.
As he said, the physical dollar, the money, is not shit. There's a thing called inflation. So every year that dollar depreciates by 3%. So your money loses value every single year. In 1970, $100 had $100 today had the buying power of $600 back then. So
What do you got now? $400.
$100 compared to now is probably about $82 compared to 1970.
Such a drug.
So
Yeah, actually dropped.
Bad, bro.
yeah.
That's 40 years. I'm 43. You said 1970. That's 40 years.
He was around it, right?
Huh?
You should make a
Nah,
nigga.
I was saying like this in mom's shit. You know what I'm saying? I like this in my mom's stomach. You know what I'm saying?
But asset, anything that produces cash flow. And when I say cash flow, it's not your job. It's things that make you money while you're sleeping. Right? Anything that puts money in your bank account is an asset. Right? Wealthy people, they buy assets. They invest in assets. Liabilities, like the bitches you was talking about earlier. Things that take money out your bank account. Right? If you like, for example, I know a lot of people who lease cars, right? And if you don't own a business,
Can't write it off.
leasing a car is one of the dumbest things you can do. Looking fly until you're not fly is one of the dumbest things you can do. Anything that does not put money in your bank account is a liability. And broke people buy liabilities, so they have the fugazi of looking rich. Invest in assets and not liabilities. Everything is a business. Our relationships are business. The food we eat is a business. The way we treat our body is a business. The way we treat people is a business. The way we speak is a business. Everything is a business. So that's exactly. So look at life as a business, because once you understand business, you make better decisions. So that's my whole point for today, and next time we do another one, you know, we'll get into
Yo,
other
look,
stuff.
real quick. There's a dude that was sitting in here. I keep doing this out there because he hurt my feelings one day. He said,
But let's talk about first. Before we do that, hold on. Let's talk about the dude who told me that he wants to be what he wants to do, and his girl is an RN. I told him as soon as.
wants to be a what?
Remember the guy that was in here? You gave him a haircut, and I'm like, what are you doing with yourself?
I'm gonna just tell you what a therapist told me.
Okay.
He said, the people you stay around and the women you invest in, it says a lot about your character. I'm gonna show you what my partner did to me. This is how we got real close. My partner, you know, he's very wealthy. He's very, very fucking wealthy. His wife owns multiple pharmacies. He's very fucking wealthy. And they make a shitload of money. These guys go on vacation for 30 days at a time. You know, and they're not stressing no bills. And I'm talking about Dubai. They're chilling over there, chilling. This is
30, 27
now
fucking
he's become
days,
one of my
28
best
days.
friends. Because I told him I don't give a fuck about what you got. I want to know what can I bring to the table. I'll give you a quick story. He was on a yacht. You know Blend on the Water, that restaurant?
Yeah.
I know the owners of Blend.
Long Island
So,
City?
yes.
Oh, I don't gotta pay for that shit.
But I'm once you get a venue, John will tell you relationships open up.
Of course.
And it gets easier to meet people. You know, so long story short, we was at Blend, they pulled up the yacht and he said let's go on the yacht. They were talking about brokering a deal. Me physically, liquid, I don't have the money that they have. But when I was sitting there talking, I said, yeah, we'll take 26%. My partner looked at me like this. So we walking up the yacht, he said, I said, no, nigga, you do. I got 6 of them. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing, we don't understand percent. And Mike can tell you, Mike came over to my club. Mike enjoyed it. Mike, he was there. You see how that venue look? Big sweet, right? And, you know, that's my brother. You know, he came over, we chilled, we had fun. And the funny thing is, his boy is my boy. And I didn't know that. He was like, my boy Mike pulling up. I'm like, who? He said, Mike, I don't know what you're talking about. Then he said, I said, get the fuck out of course I know him. But again, you don't know how connected people really are as far as relationships.
Once you get into a certain space.
You gotta represent yourself a certain way because you don't know who he know. You don't know who he knows. You know, because some people don't utilize their relationships as you say. Some people got some great network, but they don't take advantage of it. Meaning, I get around those same people you know, and I take every bit of advantage of it. Meanwhile, you've been around
and then you upset. And then you upset that you missed your shot. And this is your band.
And this is
or
your
this
friend.
is your friend, or this is your family, and you have to, that's what I'm saying in the shot, you have to take advantage. Like you have to step into shoes sometimes for you to be the best you can be. Because, you know, when you have a brother that, you have 2 brothers that's fucking successful as they are, then you supposed to be in their shoes because you have the same exact blood as them.
You know what I told myself?
There's no way that you can't be great.
I don't want to be the old dude in the room jealous of young people.
And it's a lot of brothers.
There's a lot of them. And the reason why is because they didn't do what they have to do, and now they mad at the opportunities they wasted, rather than saying they say, okay, I'm 45, I don't give a shit. I'm not 45, I'm just saying, I'm 45, so what? I still got the rest of my life to get it right. Because every day I wake up, I compete with the men I see in the mirror. I don't compete with nobody else. I use other men and women as inspiration. Other than that, I don't compete with nobody. I stay in my lane, and I say at the end of the day, I know I'm better than who I was yesterday. And I know I got more money saved than what I had
Yo,
yesterday.
that's one of the most underrated
Yes,
shits.
dudes be trying to compete and they try to keep up. You know what I'm saying? I see you driving a Maserati. No one is gonna set me back, but I want to do it.
Keep it up with the Joneses. Keep it up with
I'm
the
not
Joneses.
like that, bro. I'm not like that, bro. I go give me a Civic, and when you crying about the maintenance on that, I'm like, I paid $200 to fix my home today. I ain't complaining about that. You know what I'm saying? But my kids are doing good, and they living good, and they comfortable.
You know,
gotta know
the
products.
biggest question that people have is like, well, how did you do this and how did you do that? And to be honest with you, I just ask questions, man. I just got next to somebody who had more than me and just wanted more, man. And it's no right or wrong answer to that. It's just really, if you're in a space of people, take advantage, man.
You gotta give him a shout out too, because I'm gonna be honest with you. What you said earlier,
Yeah, that was real.
inspired me when you said that you changed so much.
Yeah, that's
because we
it's
get so
hard.
caught up in being ignorant to the point that we think that's normality. A lot of us are raised in dysfunction, and we believe that dysfunction is normal.
Exactly.
For instance,
Exactly.
arguing with your girl, and we think that's normal shit.
Yeah.
That's not normal shit. I mean, let's be honest with you.
I'll argue.
Like you having
I
your
don't know
problems,
what
that's
that
one
is.
thing. But what I'm trying to say is, normal things is when your phone rings and your people call your phone, it's supposed to be just checking up on you. It ain't supposed to be me always asking you for some shit. That's not normal. That mean you got a lot of leeches in your life. That mean they sticking their teeth in you and they vampires, bro. They sucking you dry. But what I'm saying is what made me feel good is when you said you was ignorant. And now you acknowledge that you was ignorant because now you're holding yourself accountable. You saying to yourself like, yo, I know where I went wrong. and now I'm willing to fix it, and that's what changed my life. I gave myself all the time. I said I fucked up.
But my
I gotta
thing
get-
is, not to,
Yes.
but my thing is like how I grew up. I was on the streets early.
Yeah.
So I experienced the boys' homes, the group homes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So meaning that was the basis of creating a platform of my character.
Yes.
So when I started going, I grew up in Brooklyn, Fort Greene, went to Bedside. You know what I'm saying? You grew up around that time, you had to fight just to go to school. You got dudes trying to snatch your jam sports off your bag, but you know anything about Brooklyn around that
But as I
time.
said to you too,
So, you know, it's gonna create something inside you. But, and what I'm saying is my struggle been continuous as I've been going through struggles in my life because certain things have not been established early on.
Yeah.
But I'm one not to make excuse. Mind you, I know this brother at my job. I know people success around me, but there's no hate in me for what you're doing.
You got kids?
If anything, yeah, I got 2 kids now.
And I bet you they
And
better
that's
than
my
you.
own inspiration
I bet you
too.
they better than you.
Yes,
So
but
you're
I mean,
doing a
like,
hell of a job.
and I'm here.
You change the next generation.
But again, I'm
Just
still
change the whole
about
next generation.
self change.
Yes.
What happens with that? What happens with that is this. Like I told you.
And I want better.
Yeah, for
What
sure.
the hell?
Yeah, but for the fact that
yeah.
you change your offspring,
Right.
yo, bro, and your kids don't think the way you think,
Yes,
automatically you want. Automatically you want. Yo, bro, by you buying a home and moving your kids into a home and your kids knowing consistency off the rip right there, they gonna change their
You know,
mindset. Rather than me bouncing around. Me, we bounced around a lot.
Also, too, my wife is harder than most men I know. And yeah, I think you know I told with my wife. I used to be kind of hard early in our relationship because I was immature, and my wife she was in corrections. So with that, so all I'm trying to say is our character is like I have a real stand-up person, you know what I mean? So I have somebody who can make me feel like I can run through walls, regardless of where I'm at. So yeah. So you know what I mean? Like regardless of where I'm at, I'm like, I got my I can move my hands, I can breathe, you know, and I got my mind to think. That's enough. I don't need no more.
I love when I see dudes, I call it we graduate from ignorance. I graduated from it. Yo, hear the mellow? I graduated from ignorance. I'm trying to make this kid right here graduate from ignorance. You know, I don't want to tell the story, but he was being disrespectful to one of the older gentlemen here one day. Older gentleman had to put hands on him. And I told him, I said, don't take that as a loss, take that as a lesson.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you got to remember, like, we don't challenge you because of the fact that we feel like we're older than you. We challenge you because of the fact that we're more experienced than you. So sometimes you don't have to touch the stove to see it's hot. And you feel like you always got to touch it. I'm like, you don't have to touch that stove.
But that comes from too.
Like, you don't have to.
You know where that comes from?
We're
That also,
teaching you because we give a shit about you.
but that also comes
You
from.
understand? A lot of these dudes that come in here, yo, bro, they come from immigrant families.
But this is what comes
So
from.
they're in the same
But
boat.
this is where that come from though, Q.
You're not the only one.
This is where that come from, because my son was like that. And where it come from is when they think that they're raised inside of just a woman home, they think that you're the man.
You ain't done
And
shit.
you ain't did nothing.
You ain't done
So
shit.
now when a man approaches you, you don't even know how
How to
to
act.
you don't even know how to reciprocate. Like for instance, I'm gonna tell you something. No, for real. I'm gonna tell you something. If Gary older than me, right? What, 53 G?
56.
56. Got me about 13 years. And Gary say, yo, come here, young man. This, that, and the third. You know what my job is? To shut the fuck up and listen. Because that's how I was taught. Anybody older than you, you shut the fuck up.
You know what
it
it
doesn't
is?
make, hold on. It doesn't make them that they smarter than you or whatever, or even wiser than you. It actually does, but they're more experienced than you. So what happens is when they tell you something, what they doing is they seeing a path that they already took. And they detoured off that motherfucker. So when they see your ass going down that goddamn path, and they like, yo, listen, nigga, this was gonna happen. You gotta shut the fuck up and listen. But in today's society, what happened with society is that the world made the woman the man and made the man obsolete. In our community, get what I'm saying to you? Because if you look at any other community, it's not like that. Just think about it. Look at every other community, it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about Jamaican American because we here for a certain amount of time. We Jamaican American. Jamaican man is the man, nigga. End of discussion. There's nothing to talk about after that. In Guyana, it's the same shit. But when you come here to this country for some reason, they try to put the woman ahead of the man because that's the way of the world. And y'all young niggas gotta start seeing that when an older G talk to you, yo, shut up because you ain't did nothing. You can't even wipe your ass correctly. Niggas still pissing on the toilet seat. This me being real with you. My son 21, that nigga piss on the toilet seat, nigga. Cause you're lazy.
Can I say one thing?
Based off of that alone.
You know what I told the dude?
You're lazy.
Look at this, a lack of respect too, and
Yeah,
discipline as
respect,
well.
it is, it
We
is.
come from a time where an old head like himself will see a knucklehead like
Oh,
myself
yo,
and know he dealing
that's
with a
a fact.
knucklehead. So I might have to put pause on him for him to get it.
And guess what he gonna do?
And that's gonna
No,
save
but
my
guess what he
life.
gonna do? OG gonna do. He gonna call your mother,
Yeah,
your
exactly,
father, your
exactly,
uncle,
bro.
and say, yo, listen, man, your son was out here acting like a motherfucking
'Cause
fool.
the village
I went
raised
upside that nigga head.
The
And you know what the
village
man
raised
gonna do? Yo, good looking, man. And when you
Yes.
get home, I'm gonna fuck you up too
yes,
because
bro.
you violated
Yes.
that grown ass man.
That's the
And you
village.
wasn't supposed to do that.
Ain't
But,
no more
but in
villages,
today,
bro.
but in today's wait a minute now, but in today's society, what happened is that the world is so fucked up. We're the only race, right? That they interfere with. You gotta look at that.
That's correct.
We're the only race that they interfere. They don't interfere with other races,
But
man.
see, we have like to that conversation. It's like that's hours of conversation with you saying that.
Yes and no.
because here that you
Yes
talk-
and no, because it's 1 point and 1 point only.
Right.
You older than me, I listen. That's
No,
it.
I know. Where's
And I'm talking about. Just listen. Q bigger than me.
No, I mean like what
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Q bigger than me.
Right.
Q can take me.
Right.
No ifs, ands, and buts. But when I talk to him, that's just an OG thing, nigga.
Respect, bro.
You understand what I'm saying? It's based off of that. And it comes to a time when he bigger than his pops probably. He bigger than his uncle. So he feel like he can take it.
No, I mean,
But hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
This is what's happening because of the single home mother family, single parent home syndrome. So this is what happens. So now when he come in contact and he amongst men, it's a different feel for him right now. Because he ain't never been in a room with this many men at one time and understand that we all against him. You see my little brother right here? He understands because he got brothers that when they buck up, they like, nigga, it's them two against him. And he gets it. He understands the concept. But in society today, the kids don't understand the concept. I got a son who's a knucklehead. A straight knucklehead. I get this nigga everything. But guess what? His mother had the same situation. Oh, don't tell him what to do. Let me handle him and blah, blah, blah. And what happens is they start to get these female tendencies. They start to argue back. They start to have feelings. They start to feel like you disrespect them. No, nigga, I'm trying to teach you something.
It's a Frankenstein effect, bro.
That's all I'm
Creating
trying
a
to do.
monster.
It's a whole conversation of things, but I need the younger generation to understand that when you're in presence of an older brother, he ain't gonna tell you nothing wrong. He just see what you can't see. It's like when your mama told you, I don't want you going to this party tonight. Now you got a woman, you fucking arguing with your girl like, I don't like that nigga. Your mother used to do it when you was a kid, but you forgot about it because you grown now. When your mother told you, don't bring that little motherfucker in my house. And you don't know why. You fucking 15, 16 years old, this nigga been in jail 4 or 5 times, dragged you to jail. Oh, that's why my moms ain't like him. You know what I'm saying? I got a wife. If my wife don't like you, I don't like you, nigga. Because I can't see it. My heart may be too pure. But she'll see it. She walked in this barbershop one time and said, yo, now that's your friend. Walked in this barbershop one time. Once. Yo, who cut your hair? I said, Q. The big guy, he owns it? Yeah. Well, that's your friend. I don't know about everybody else. I got to come back around and see. My wife said this, nigga. Well, you understand? Real nigga shit.
Why? What I do though?
It's not about what you do to her, just that
It could be a demeanor.
it's
It could be your
it's
presence.
everything.
I'm saying it can,
It's everything.
You can walk in front of somebody and you can tell who's the boss
Everything.
and who's not. It's your presence.
Without even saying
Yo,
nothing.
without
A
saying a
motherfucker gotta
word,
say shit.
when you walk in the room, it's how you greet. When I came here, first thing I did was came in and I shook everybody's hand, introduced myself because I'm amongst my brothers. That's how I feel. That's how I was taught.
That's
That's
how
how I
I
was raised. I listened, like he said, I listened to my older brothers because their eyes see farther than mine. They've been here before.
Yeah, absolute
They've been
fact.
60. I've never been 60.
Then say that again. I
I've
tell my
been
son all that
60.
time.
I've never
I
been
said,
60
nigga, I been your age before. You ain't never been
Exactly.
mine.
You never been my age before.
How you gonna tell me?
How you gonna tell me what I'm
the
doing?
fuck
You
is
ain't
right and
lived yet.
wrong?
You
can't
still
go
wipe me up.
nowhere.
The first thing when I realized as a young man, and I said to myself, if my mother was to pass away today at 14 years old, can I take care of myself?
The answer no.
And the answer was no.
I just shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
I
Shut
heard-
your fucking mouth up and learn some shit until you get your own shit. If you live at home with your mother and you ain't take care of your shit, shut your fucking mouth and
I
listen.
call my 19-year-old son a bitch. Q tell you, this is a straight story. It's my son, mine. You a bitch. Yo, Dad, why you talking to me like that? How the fuck you leave from your house to go down south to another bitch house and live with her and her mother? She gonna get tired of you. And I used to fuck your girlfriend moms. She gonna get tired of you. She gonna disrespect you.
Disrespect the shit out of her.
He calls me up one day, oh dad, no about this is that and the third. I said, nigga, come up here, I'll buy you a house. No problem. You gonna take care of your bills, but I'll buy you a house. I don't know, dad, this is that and the third, blah blah blah. Okay. Come up here, nah, dad, I'm gonna go down here, you know, we reconcile, blah blah blah. I said, once you let somebody disrespect you once,
They'll disrespect you
they'll
forever.
disrespect you again.
Forever.
And guess what? Now I can't save you because you made your choice. First time I can save you. A motherfucker disrespect you, I can save you. I can step in. What the fuck you doing? But if you tell me, yo, chill, dad, and you go back before that, and you allow them to disrespect you again, I got to fall back.
Yeah.
Because that's your decision. That ain't the other person's decision. You just let the other person know what kind of individual you are. That's it.
You set the tone.
It's not my fault.
You allowing it.
You allowing it.
So I can just stay out of it.
I gotta stay out of it.
You gotta stay out of
so
it.
now you live with your girl, her moms, her sisters,
You walk around
and all
on
that and
eggshells.
third, you walking around
On eggshells.
on eggshells. You's a bitch, nigga. Because when I was your age, I had a co-op, I had 3 cars, I had a girl, I had 2 other girls on the side, which my bitch knew about, and I was okay at 19, nigga. I don't know what's going on with you.
These little niggas be married before they
Niggas
even get
crazy,
married.
man.
They be,
But it be like that.
They be married before they even married. They be like, yo, I'm like, you been with your girl 6 months, nigga.
You right, bro, where you going?
Come on.
Where you going?
What you been through?
Yeah.
We ain't been through nothing.
Tell you something, them get up.
So you know, life is funny,
Tell you how they feel about you when they
man.
mad,
Life
too.
is funny, man.
Tell you how they feel about you.
So you know when you have these little discussions here and this barbershop talk, it's real deep because it goes into politics, we go into fucking finances, we go into owning shit, we go into being a man's
What me and
man.
my older brother argued
and
about?
huh?
What me and my brother was arguing about? My older brother, I hated him growing up. Hated him with a passion. But now my brother's one of my best friends.
That's friend.
My-
And your business
don't get me
partner
wrong,
and everything
I'd
else.
kill a nigga for my brother even growing up. But I hated him because of the way he thought. He was a nigga. I was a nigga, but he was a nigga.
Yeah, he was a nigga. He was
He
three
was a
niggas.
nigga, bro. I was like, God damn, I'm a nigga, but I can cut it off. Like,
Yeah.
you can't cut it off.
That
I
motherfucker-
can walk in the room, good evening, good morning. Yo, what's poppin'? I'm like, yeah. Oh, my nigga, like, yo, where we at? He came in the club out there, you know what he did?
Good.
Nigga started smoking weed.
Nah.
I did an event with Sean Paul the other night, right? So Sean Paul was in the club event, nice. So I said, okay, we good. My brother was like, fuck that, Sean Paul smoking, I'm smoking. I said, yo, you can't do that because it's making me look stupid. He said, I'm the fuck, like that nigga smoking. I said, bro, I'm telling you, you can't do it. Like, he gonna look at me like, yo, your brother. He said, I don't give a fuck, fuck. Tony. I said, why you called him, nigga? He said, I'm not gonna hide it, my nigga, I'm gonna do it. And I'm like, come on, bro. But he's grown so much.
He did.
My brother grew up in jail. My brother grew up in jail. Like, literally, my brother is 36.
He just made 37.
37. That motherfucker got about, and from the time he was 14, that he been in and out of jail his whole life, man. Like, I'm talking about literally, my brother, these 6 years, he's been 7 years he's been home, is the longest he's been home, since 14, ever. Like, I didn't know him like that. And every time he came home, he became more of a nigga. And I used to tell that nigga about myself, like, you a nigga, bro. Like, I don't sag my pants. And I don't respect no man that sag their pants. And let me tell everybody in this room, I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't respect it. You know why? Because it comes from prison.
Yep.
And I've been there and I know what it is. One, it means you're available for men. So when I see dudes do it, I mean you're a homo.
You
To
don't
me,
know
you're a
that.
homo. It says that you're available to men, but you still represent something. Oh, but it don't mean, it does mean that.
It does mean that.
That's where it comes from. You understand what I'm saying? If it tell me, if I put certain ring on my finger, it means I'm not going to do it. Because I see where it came from. Yeah, it might have changed,
No matter.
but it's still my rule. I'm still
matter.
not going to change the rule. You know what I'm saying? I just look at dudes. Because the world tell you something is right, don't mean you have to follow it. You know, you got to keep your standards no matter what. You know what I'm saying? You got to stand as a man 10 toes down, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You got to be a man. It's just what it is.
You're square, bro.
Yeah, I just want to go around the room real quick. Anybody want to add? Starting with him over there. Anything you want to add? Anybody? Anybody got goals? Anybody got projects you working on? Anybody
Yeah,
needs,
my goal is to get with you, G. That's my goal right now, big guy.
No lie. Because we got an old gentleman. I want to hear the young guys. What y'all want to do with
Yeah, that's a
yourself?
fact.
Right,
Matter of
right.
fact, we're going to start with you, Jalen. We're going to make you comfortable talking in the room. What you want to be when you get older, man? Talk loud. You want everybody to hear you. Don't be shy.
All right,
Yeah.
all right, all
You
right.
know, what about you, Nick?
I don't know, man.
I know exactly. Got to get to it. You 2 years from my high school, right? That's my son, guys. So y'all know
Okay.
that's my oldest. I'm saying, what you want to be? Entrepreneur?
What kind of entrepreneur? It's widespread. It's
So
widespread.
for right now, like I'm interested in studying business and multiple things that I know all my friends and all of my generation are interested in, but every time I come up with an idea, I get lazy or something, I give up on it. So that's why I keep straight into it.
But that also comes from who you're around.
Tell you that.
You understand? See, when you have bigger spans, mine, like my two of my sons are like nerds, right? They talk very proper, and I tell them all the time, be you, because when I was growing up, the nerds are the billionaires now.
I would tell them.
They the ones who driving the nice cars now. So all the thugs and all that, they the bums.
You
You
hear
know
my son
what I'm
talk?
saying? So sometimes you have to separate yourself.
Hypothetical. Like, do you hear this thing?
Yeah.
That's how my son talk to me.
Yeah.
He be like, Dad, I want to ask you a question. I'm like, what? He be like, hypothetically, do you believe? I'm like, mate.
Spell hypothetical.
He's gonna spell it.
Yeah,
But he's a
But you
good
understand?
kid.
You have to separate yourself sometimes because your ideas may be out of someone else's league, and they'll downplay it because they don't know no better.
They don't want you to be it either.
No, they'll downplay it because not even they don't want you. It's just that your thought process is bigger than what they can even imagine. So now they make fun of you, but really they inferior to you. You understand? So sometimes you gotta separate yourself.
Let's go, Shaq. You still young.
I mean, right now,
Nothing too big, nothing too small, brother.
no. But right now, I'm just working. I can honestly say, listening to all you guys, like literally all you guys, this is my big brother. I got three big brothers. You know, I was my own downfall. You know what I mean? I always I would sit on the mom, milk the nipple. Mama Love always gonna take care of us, no matter if anybody else is down. So this shit just woke me up. I can honestly say it did, cause my mindset was just like, all right, I'm gonna work my job that I have now, save a little money, and I'll see where fucking shit is gonna take me. But now it's just like, why am I gonna work this job when I could put my mind elsewhere with my brother, who I know is gonna have my back?
You go. And the fact that you even forget this conversation because you've been thinking about this a while. The fact that you even acknowledge what it was, I'm proud of you.
Now, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, and I'm gonna tell the truth. You got me, you got my next brother, and you got my next brother, right? He got more potential than all of us. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Shaq can go walk into a room and they'll fall in love with him.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's
a whole fact.
I'm telling you,
That's
my
a whole
brother
fact.
is. I'm like, bro,
That's a whole. He
don't
just got it.
Yo, bro,
he just got
you
it.
got more potential than all of us.
Yeah, that's a whole
Because
fact.
one, you got 3 brothers that's gonna hold your ass up. We're gonna hold you, but it's on you to
initiate
accept it or not.
Can make the steps.
I'm not gonna fight you to
Initiate.
give you what I want to give you.
Listen,
You want to work with me? I'm gonna take you to the moon.
people
I
around
tell my
you
son the same thing. If you want it, I got
can
everything. I
blaze
give
your
you.
fire,
See?
but only you can ignite it.
You can only ignite
Remember
that
that.
shit. I can't do it.
Everybody around you can blaze it. Add the log to it, but only you can ignite your own
And
fire.
if you put yourself around the wrong people, they can
You got it.
they can take your fire
They
away.
can snuff that out too.
He's not lazy. Now he's been being lazy for the last little while, but that's not his character. And again, I never said nothing to him because I told my mom, I said, yo, let him find his way.
He'll get it.
He gonna get it. I said, let him find his way. I said, you know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you gotta see other people
Yeah,
moving
you gotta go
for you to
do-
move.
you gotta
And
go do
sometimes when
something.
people at high speed, you say to yourself, man, I better get out there and drive at least.
That's how it go,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying?
Can I ask how old you are, bro?
25.
How old are you?
Like that.
19.
You?
What you would do, right? What you would do,
I
right?
would trade that shit right now, boy. Give me that youth, boy. Give me the knowledge I got.
Yeah,
right
now
Give
to
me
that you, woo!
Yo, my body is. I get up some morning, I'm like, God damn, my knees hurt. Right now,
I know.
man, I'm tired.
I know, right? Me,
God,
elbow,
damn.
playing football. You must be playing football
Yes,
too,
I
right?
did. So look, my son, he comes in the house, he be like, Dad, I'm tired. I be like, Nate, I work 7 days a week. 7 days. With no, I'm the first to come and last to leave every day.
But that's a generation.
You know what I'm saying? But I want to
It's
show him like, yo,
they generation
yeah,
curse, you know what I'm
I need
saying?
to break that shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be honest with you, and I want to tell my son and Freddie I'm proud of you because you've gotten better the last 2-3 months.
My
You're
bio,
trying harder.
my biochemist over here. You know
What
what I'm
you
saying?
want to do?
I'm trying to be a physician assistant.
No, you're not.
Why do you assist?
No, you're not.
Exactly.
Why do you
So,
assist?
yeah, that's what
No,
I'm
you're not.
saying.
Why do you assist him?
That's your
Be a
first step, but
physician.
you're trying to be a physician.
That should
Right.
be the history.
Yeah.
Come on, Zoe.
Right now, you're applying for a physician assistant spot.
With the hopes to
But
be
you're
a
going
physician.
to be a physician.
Right.
There you go.
Pass John, you're going to
Speak.
John. What about you, Alex? Don't say no battle rapper.
23.
Don't say no battle rapper. You want to be a
I'm
battle rapper.
23, right?
Mhm.
My birthday's in like 2-3 weeks. I was working a retail job at at Sporting Goods.
Right,
at
there you go,
Roosevelt
there you go.
Field Mall, right?
Always don't work at the P word.
That's right, that's right.
I was in training to be a manager over there, and realized it's not what I want for myself.
So what you want?
So I came in here,
To do what?
cutting hair is what I've been doing since I was.
What you came in here to do though? What's the mindset? What made you come here?
I came here to be an entrepreneur.
There you
I
go.
was doing it already for myself. I walked in here because I realized I need a new platform. I need to gain more levels. And listening to Q talk all the time, he say different things, and I realized already, like a lot of my company I keep right now, and like I had, they're not helping.
Of course not.
Yeah,
But you know why?
And they can't help.
You know why? In order for you to be great, you gotta be around great. You gotta be greater than. You went to school. 8 is greater than 7. If you are equal to somebody, you really you're gonna outgrow. You need to be somebody greater than you for you to see your full potential.
What about you, Pierre Baptiste, Jean-Claude Duvalier? They got like 30 names. I'm keeping it 100. Ambassador, you got 100 names. His name is Pierre Louis Jean Baptiste. Jean-Claude.
Are they fat?
He said, well, you can
Fat
call me
is a
Claude.
dog. So you know, Real hate shit.
I said, what's your name? Fritz Baptiste, Jean-Claude Duvalier. He said, well, you can call me Claude.
Me, man, I'm into law. I want to go to law school ultimately, but my issue is trying to figure out how to pay for it. Because like,
Don't worry about that. Listen to me. In order to fly, you gotta know if you can first. You gotta jump. Just go.
Yeah, I got you guys.
Because guess what? You know what's gonna happen? You're gonna sit here and you're gonna be like, oh, you're gonna work. You're gonna think you're gonna save, then other shit gonna come up and you're not gonna save and you're never gonna go. Just go. Just go step through the doors and let them tell you what's the criteria. Don't try to do that.
Let me add to that, bro. Please. Do it for yourself, but stick with it. Because just like real estate, that white man don't want us to fucking know no law, bro. You know what I mean? And ain't too many of us involved in no law.
Yep.
So
If that's
please,
what you
bro.
want, bro, and that's your hunt, just go. That's your path.
Stick with that shit.
Like a lot of things I realized in my life, and it's gonna sound crazy, but every time something fucked up happened to me, I knew something great was gonna happen. I went to jail. And I kept telling my wife, I said, when I come home, we lit. She's like, babe, how can you see that far? I said, because that's just what my legacy is. Every trip. I just knew it. I came home, bought a house on the water. I came home, I'm doing this, that, and third, bought a new crib. I opened up my tax business. I got to own a tax business too. You understand what I'm saying? Own 2 of them. I ain't been home long, but I just knew. Because this happened to me, something great gonna happen. So sometimes you just gotta go. Don't even think about it.
It's the plan.
It's the plan.
It's not the time. It's the plan.
Just go.
And there's tons of scholarship out there, bro.
Yeah,
it's tons of
What you
scholarship.
need to do is get with this man
Yeah,
here, 'cause if
I can
you
help
spoke
you with
him,
that. Yeah.
they're gonna tell you, listen, exchange, that's why it's called the stock exchange. Exchange is the most powerful thing in the world. It's called the barter and trade system, brother. Understand that. It's the most powerful thing in the world. It's the only thing that makes this world go round. Barter and trade. You have to exchange. That's why when you amongst greats, the first thing they do is say, what's your email address? I need to call you. Get up. Because exchange is the most powerful thing in the world. Exchange numbers. You ain't got nothing else better to do.
That's it, bro. We good. Yeah, like my boy right here, Drake. We do also production, right? I told my young guy that comes in here, he's in the show. He's also here. I said, yo, bro, why the hell would you go work for one of these big studios in the city? He said, because I said, bro, be an entrepreneur, control your own money. I said, think about it. The only thing you gotta pay here is lights. My shop pays for itself. My shop has 3 different lights. You have a barbershop, you have a full tattoo bar, and this nigga's
Bro, remember I was in
his
a barbershop,
clientele
so
is
you
to
gotta
the
say
moon.
it.
My clientele is to the moon. And then I have a full studio downstairs. I'm like, yo, bro, all you gotta worry about is the light bill, bro. You ain't got nothing else to worry about. I said, you'll be a fool to go to the city and work for these people, and they control you. And then when they fire you, them clients still gonna stay at that studio. So you really didn't build a clientele. You built them a clientele that they control. So when you leave, now he's recording it. But I said, if you build it here, it's yours. I said, it's yours. I said, get out there and grind. I said, yeah, today you might make $1, but tomorrow you make 2. And they say you make 3. And they say you make 4. But by the time you blink, you're making $1,000 a week over something you love. And you love it. You know what I'm saying? And you controlling your destiny, bro, because now you are able to manipulate your time. You can say, you know what, meet me at 7 opposed to, I had something to do. But over there, they tell you I have to get there at 7, you got to be there at 7. So, you know, and I try to explain that to them about being an entrepreneur and having leverage. That's why I'm sacrificing for these last couple of years, because I've been behind that chair for the 7 days a week for the last 5 years. And
And I did it intentionally because I said I want to invest. You know, I want to be able to invest. And now God's giving me the barbers that I want, so I'm able to move around more. I took my first vacation in 5 years. I was in Jamaica going crazy. And I'm going away in August again. And me and my brother buying a condo on the water in the grill. You know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is, we're only doing it because of the fact that my man kept telling me, yo, about 5 months. Yeah. Yo, you gotta be able to get out more. I'm like,
I kept telling
I got
him,
so
like, yo,
used to
listen.
being behind that chair, it felt weird.
I said, listen, man,
Listen.
you a different individual now. You know what I'm saying?
It started
It's time for
changing.
you
It
to
started
step
to get from behind
into
a
them
little
other things. And
I take off
sometimes
every
you gotta
Tuesday
leave.
now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Tuesdays is my
Because I
days.
came here one day, you wasn't here. I was like,
get
I
off
was
my
mad, but I was
Tuesdays.
like, look at this, look at you. So, you know, he gone. It's gone, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you have to because, you know, not just passing the torch, you have to make time for the things that, I want to say more or less important, but you just got to make time for the things that you are more invested in now. This is an investment that's going to be here forever now. It'll be a innate and whatever else because it's a pillar now. It's a pillar now. It's done. Now you got to make other things pillars. That's all.
Yeah, you gotta have a balance. You gotta have your business, your family, and yourself.
You told me that.
Right. Too much business is not good. Yo, anybody want to add something? Anybody else in the back? I know you raised your hand before. You want to add something?
Yeah, you got to add something.
Yeah, because you raised your hand before.
I had something, man. I'm gonna just keep it simple.
You possess, yo, listen, brother. You possess a certain powers, and you don't understand what your power is.
No, I know.
No. You don't know. You don't know because you ain't tapped into it yet.
I haven't.
In order for you to know, you would already be doing it. Just me being in your presence, real shit, and brother to brother, you have a certain power. You know what I'm saying? I can't put my finger on it.
Well, I feel
but you
part
got
of it
the-
is
you
his
feel
voice.
it, right?
It's his voice too.
Let me
His
not
voice.
say
His voice,
I
his voice, and his ability,
Mhm.
and the ability to do
Right.
whatever it is you want to do.
Right.
Like not everybody got that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
You
Nah,
know?
man, I'm a simple man, bro. Come from the south. Shit, I ain't no Cuban.
Please throw it out there. My boys got full custody of his son.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
Fact.
That's what's up. That's the battle there, boy. Yep. That's what's up, man.
Bro.
We don't win in the courts.
You know what I mean? Come from
He
the
ain't now
south,
he
bro.
reprogramming.
South with an F, not a TH, bro. South with an F. Hot.
You locked it in already?
But yeah, man, come up.
How you spell your name?
Shit, running
Yeah,
wild
yeah,
in the streets,
yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Had my son at 17, bro. He was born when I turned 18. Ran into a life of drugs, you know what I'm saying? Running stupid. I was taught at a young age, I was so programmed, I didn't see life past 21. So now that I'm living here, I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck do I do? But now I got this 12-year-old looking me in my face like, nigga, what do we do? So now shit is real. And now, like you just said, his own moms just wrote him off. Like, I don't even really want nothing to do with this nigga because I can't do nothing with this nigga. You've been mom and dad for so long, fuck, you just handled it. So now I'm stuck like, damn, like, all these jewels and gems that I used to have as far as drug money, women, whoop-de-whoop cars is now gone. And I ain't got shit, you know what I'm saying, to show for it. But now that I met this man, I'm like, God damn, it's now, right now I'm in the process of my life where I'm looking at the blessings that I've gained. I've got knowledge now that I can kick off to not just a 12-year-old, but to any dude in this room, any dude in this world. Now I know what to do as far as investments. You know what I'm saying? I know how to maneuver in these streets as far as business, real estate. I'm an electrician, got an electrician background. Going to school right now. It's a school called Apex in Long Island City. I'll be going there soon. Fall semester, I'm gonna enroll, get my license, and then I'm gonna just bank up, man. But I definitely gotta get in contact with this man Mello, because for him to own 11 properties and him to be the age that he is, that shit woke me up like, God damn, bro, like it's not over. Like you said, it's not over. And here I am, I'm 30, and I'm thinking my shit was done.
But I'm gonna tell you something. Once you graduate, incorporate yourself.
Sorry, real quick.
Start your business.
Right.
Because in NTA, for a brother like you that's an electrician, if you get an LLC, it's a limited liability corporation, yo, you start your own small business, you can come into a program and we can help you build a business plan, help you with a capability statement, and help you grow your business, especially as an electrician. We need electricians in the NTA. So, bro, make sure you graduate and you get and incorporate yourself. Find out how to incorporate yourself. Get your LLC. Right?
Gentlemen, I just want to thank y'all real quick for having me. I got to go to work. So
All right, Brian, appreciate it. Anybody else? Anybody else around the room? CJ, got something to say? Come on, man. Say something, man.
Not really. I mean, my background, I went to school back in audio engineering.
You get your license. That's a lot. That's good money. What are you talking about?
No, it is. So, I mean, yeah, once I graduated, I came back to New York. Like you said, the intern.
It's just,
Yeah, they just usual. You know what I mean? So,
They do some podcasts.
yeah.
hey, bros, I gotta roll too. I got a long ride back. You know, listen, Gary has my, yes, Gary got my information. Yes, and my email.
Got your info.
Appreciate you, bro. All right. Yes.
Yes, sir.
My name is Gary, just like